It's middle now, so it might be used with Hunter to go for a couple of peeks. Flash set up. Hunter has a little used with Hunter to go for a couple of peeks. Flash set up. Hunter has a little look over towards alt middle.
Oh, that's more than he bargained for. I can't believe he didn't get punished at all. Frozen was holding it, and a jump confirms it. That's a lot of info. A lot of teams like that, sending someone, even if it's just a quick jump into the apartments or through Boiler, just to get the information as to anything. An early presence in second middle.
Yeah, very slow start here from Mouse.
I do love me an armored P250, though.
And on the man with the plan, it is Rop. So set him up a couple of jewels, see what he can get away with.
Spotted. Hello, Hunter. Some info for him. He's been their little canary in the coal mine throughout this. Taking a couple of extra risks, leaving him at the front door, confirming danger before it strikes.
Well, this is looking like a B finish with the utility left over from Mousesports.
What do you reckon of the stack, Chad? You like it?
It's very, very passive, but there's not
firing
to be
squad.
Molotovs, so this is great. They can actually just use the range of these USPs and P2K, but Rops might want to level the field. He would have to hit some absolute bangers. And it looks like they're retooling. 50 seconds left. Back over towards A. They're going to trundle down Banana. The bomb's still on Carrigan's back. Smoke's ready to go. Chris J.
No early warning sign here. The only real chance would have been a Kenny flash up to brackets looking for info, but they're coming so fast, I don't think he's got time. So 3 players still dug into B. Hunter will have to be a hero. Oh, baby. He's going to get double swung on by Glocks. This is a hard duel for Hunter. And yeah, walking in, left eye, Chris takes his head clean off. And Kenny, oh, he's found a very important headshot. He knows he's potentially pushed by Bemis, tucks in, accepts the fate. The bomb will go down. That's Carrigan tucking in and getting it done. Kenny, big challenge, needs to find Bemis, but look at him scarpering into the site. He's kind of given him a second lease of life. Jax and Nico up brackets, Chad. They've got to retake, and they have got the kit, so they can run that clock down.
No utility, it's just coming down to the jewels here. Body's on the line.
First contact, Rops peppering Nico more where that came from, and a clean one. That's exactly what Rops is known to achieve. Jax coming from the balcony. That's an important one, and a flurry of frags. Nico next to now. Frozen reveals his position, but he hits them all. It's only Jax. Has to step up. Doesn't have the time for this. Doesn't have time for the duel. The round has gone Mousesports' way. He'll get away, though, saving himself a kit. Kev. Oh, what?
Yeah, too close to the bomb, you could see.
Miles away.
Yeah, it was a deeper plant.
It was a deep plant, true.
Unfortunate there for
It would have probably been fine.
And that would have been the perfect way to kick off the game for Jackie Boy. Unfortunately, not the case is Chris J. We get the first-person replay of him punishing Hunter towards the end of halls. I'm surprised all the utility wasn't used.
Oh, of course he does. Mytha has got a standing desk. He's such an adult.
He is. You follow the guy on Instagram. He's up. This is the thing. For people who aren't familiar, Mytha lives in Denmark. He was coaching Renegades who are in Australia. The time zone is ridiculous. He was getting up at like 4, 5 o'clock in the morning, going for hikes, making himself some porridge with strawberries and blueberries.
I bet he bloody was.
Everything like that, and still coaching the boys all day. So, going to be interesting to see his impact on Mousesports. We're not expecting too much today, but this flash from Nexa.
I would kill for team comms.
Need it now.
Yeah, Nico. Oh, a chance. It strikes, but it's a little too late.
Cheeky Bemis.
Bemis making all of that sound cue to bait out the util. And now he comes back on the flash. This is great play from Mouse.
That's naughty.
That's simple, but that's Mousesports just completely taking an upper hand through utility, and that's Kenny taking it through brutality. A quick one and done. Deagle to the side of the head. That's nice. Keeps it traded. And there are 3 SMGs in play. So a 1 Deag, certainly not out of the realms of possibility. Doesn't matter about your helmet. It just matters about pulling that trigger and pulling it precisely. Kenny tucking in. Jax to bait him in. Could be vulnerable to short, though. And that's where Chris J is currently investigating.
Well, they fluffed the smoke.
Yeah, that looks like a complete
absolutely missed. So that's just going to cover off.
He's got
nothing.
Arch. Reveals that there is threat from Boiler. Jax will address it. He's actually thrown his own smoke into Boiler. Look at this. So he smoked quad side. Chris is going to disrespect that as much as he can and leans towards long. So again, a 2-2 split of the CTs. Jax looking for info. Gets more than that. He takes the head off of Rops.
Shot.
That's a prime candidate eliminated. That's the AK-47 as well.
30 seconds now. Need to get a move on now, squads.
Jax is Deagle primed. And here they come, a wide swing, takes 2 shots, doesn't want to fall foul to murder here. They're sweeping in, all 3 of them. Eventually he does go down and recovered Kenny. AK. Kenny's completely flubbed his lines there. And now Mouse flipped the script, the same deep plant. Nexus from Library with 4 seconds to spare. Hunter coming in as well. Now the clock extended courtesy of the explosives. Bemis is so low, but his mission, I mean, his mission started at Banana, if you'll remember.
Yeah, he's done very well, Bemis. 5 HP, 3 kills. How many more can he get? That nade is great. Hunter's going to think, oh, I'm going to take that AK. Although he's going to think better at that, but finds the AK. That's a fantastic weapon for him to carry through. And at this point, it looks like they're just going to be backing off. More than happy to put down their guns, allow Mousesports to post the second. Alex, I have something relatively exciting today.
What is it?
Oh, Nexus found another, so BMS will fall, only on 5 HP. I know this doesn't sound very exciting.
No, but you've already built it
It's
up.
exciting to me.
Yeah.
I updated Skybot.
You did?
Yeah, and it looks much fancier now. So I can't wait till we have a clip. I want to make sure it works, but I can't wait till we have a clip to
It's
show.
likely we see it in the first half.
There's so much weird stuff with Skybox at this point. I could even go like in eyes, POV. They've actually made the game so you can jump, well, made the program.
Kind of POV.
Yeah, it looks a bit janky,
but
they've basically made a game of the game.
A game of Counter-Strike in the game.
Yeah, the next level over there. This is a tidy start here from Mouse. It almost got out of control, but back underway. They're going to carry in some more SMGs. UMP for Carrigan, MP7. See the likes of that Mac 10.
Hunter's about to be flashed in.
Same again. It's the same flash.
Does get traded by Bemis. Nika was trying to retrieve. He's going to get dunked by that native. He's not careful. Tucks himself in. Great recovery. Doesn't take damage. And Kenny's same peak. A late mid one. And Jax confirms his presence apps as well. This feels like the same A hit from Mouse. And Jax is trying to retool. They're wrapping long this time.
Well, the rotation's coming as well.
Yeah, and Rops is the one that's recovered. Excuse me, it's Nexa now with the AK-47. Rops is the one pushing up quad here for Mouse. He can do a lot of damage here. And Jax's Deagle's looking great tonight. Great damage inflicted by Kenny. He's keeping their eyes turned, and here comes Nexa to strike. Doesn't find the second. It's frozen. Pair of frags, making things competitive, but he's tucked into that mini pit. He's got no options. The smoke aids his escape. He's going to try and strafe with the knife out. Those speculative shots do not hit, and so suddenly B is the name of the game. A rotation. It'll be a fast one from Jax. I do think Frozen will be
Kenny,
there already.
This is nuts.
Pushing through the Molotov. That does give him an element of surprise if he could just catch Chris.
Oh.
Yeah, he sees him. Confirms his one towards the instruction.
Slipped the net already. I'm not sure if Chris is ready for him to be so close.
Jax has even smoked coffins. I kind of like it. Chris will react. Perfect. Space to be taken here. Kenny unarmored, but a huge threat. No kits. I like the Molotov from Jax. He can actually stop Frozen from playing so close. He'll have to be on the coffin. Careful now. Frozen surely not going to spray. Chris wants to have a look. Held the line. Difficult now for Kenny. He's run out of time and he's run out of life. Well played by the two of them. It's Frozen finding 3 frags. He really bailed Mousesports out of that one.
It felt like 2 rounds in a row they needed an individual to do that. You had BMS in the previous, Frozen in that one right there, and Mousesports dropped to the 3-0. But G2 have looked threatening here in the early stages. They get a chance now to get their big guns out. Yeah.
I assumed he'd be close. He'd already pushed up to... Do we call it Moto or Mini? Everyone gets upset.
Do they?
Yeah, I don't know.
I don't know.
So there's, you know, old heads they're like swapped because there's a mini pit in pit now as well.
Yeah, I see. That's the thing. We never really had a name for that one, unfortunately.
I kind of like Moto being that little library cut out, but it doesn't necessarily make sense from the highlight itself.
We speak a different language anyway. We can settle with Moto.
We want.
People can get there.
Yeah, they know what we're saying, and you know exactly how this one's going to go. Kenny holding A and full rifles in play, so. Hunter's got long on lock. Hunter does like to set his Kenny up for a peek. And in fact, he's doing it dry here. He's considering it at least. Off the flash. That's the flash from Hunter. So now they have the brackets info. Chris peeking in. Kenny, perfect counter strafe. Does manage to find the accuracy onto Chris. And one man down. Disappears. Carrigan. There's a very tight line. He could be peeking into Hunter there. He'll peek off the flash. Kenny is blind, fires off the shot, and Hunter's down too. So much info off this. Carrigan's going to start calling quick. It's only Jax. Kenny's so locked out. What can you do? They're mollying him already. A lot of pressure here. You need to have some impact, Jax. He's burnt down, sprayed down to 10 HP. Just survival at this point. Kenny has managed to catch Frozen. That was the bomb crossing, so pressure relieved a little. Rotation's still super slow. Nico's in CT. Jax, 10 HP. God damn, Kenny's caught another. Now pulling out of smoke. Finally, Jax has fallen. Pressure relieved for Bemis, but he's lost his teammate. Kenny's doing it all. There's only one man left on the site. Anyone trying to cross up short into his line of sight has met Kenny's AWP. He's found his form. And that's Bemis' head trying to take the fight. Close the gap. Don't want to let this one slip away. Bemis can do this. Molly's great. Forces him in back into an expected position. Now being flanked and just totally tightening the noose. Perfect retake. G2 thanking their lucky stars. They got Kenny on form today.
Yeah, very good stuff from Kenny there. Was able to find the gap with the smoke. You can see there's a library smoke. There was the deeper arch smoke to facilitate a mid to B, but library towards side, that was well and truly open. And some of the keys here, if you didn't watch the Astralis versus Mousesports Inferno game just the other day, Device went 8-0 in terms of opening duels on the CT side. If Kenny can find similar success and pick off Mousesports before they can take too much territory, go for their smoke gimmicks or execute, might be punishing Mouse within the early stages here. So that's a great start from Kenny. As we get back underway, Mousesports will be opting in with a buy. Galil, 2 AKs, a Tech 9 and a Deagle. And this time 3 players through second mid. Just 1 over towards that of Banana. BMS throwing out some early utility to hold them at bay, keep their information as limited as possible. And now with 4 players in old middle, they might be setting up for an execute. And this is what I'm talking about. Kenny staying in transition, looking for kills, trying to find an early advantage for G2.
Yeah, it seems to be his objective. There's no doubt that's definitely a game plan. You've seen him try it with the Deagle as well prior to his Zoom banger equipped. Carragher's got his nice lineup for us, and they are going for a full A spread, 3 through the apartments. Jax has got a tingling sensation. He knows that smoke's coming out of his hands quick. What's the cue, though? That might be it. Here they come, and Chris J's just run him down. That's not great. Hunter yet to really fill the feed. It's his chance now. 1 kill so far to his name. A fake plan. Oh, he's revealed his location. Now swung on. Carrigan caught. No bullets. Oh, it's enough, though. Using the 4 of them. Now 6 from the Scavenge. Bemis AK doesn't reload. He holds his nerve. Rops is on default. Smoke fading. A chance for Hunter for more. And he's used them for the perfect 3rd frag. 15 HP as he takes down another. They're just taking it in turns. It's Hunter to take the ace. 5 scalps affixed to his belt. And a 2nd round for G2.
Wow, they just kept coming his way there. That is 2 huge back-to-back individual rounds from G2. Kenny and Hunter showing what they've got. Look at this. Around the smokes, around the site. Carrigan not ready. Bemis grey screens, and now just isolating duel after duel. Rops only had a Deagle there. And this final frag, just stepping on down, making it look as easy as you like. Big stuff here from Hunter. And that's the type of start you are looking for G2, knowing that their individuals are extremely loaded, extremely stacked. If they can get their confidence under them early, especially on the CT side of a map like Inferno, might spell disaster for Mousesports. They've been pushed down just to the pistols. It's going to be Chris J operating with the Deagle, everybody else onto the Glocks.
Ooh, Nico's got a pink dot.
Rush didn't even warn us about the crosshair check. He's just thrown it in there.
Chris J's got a good, respectable old man crosshair.
What's Rops working with? Ah, of course. All the other 4 quite similar. Hunter. Oh, Kenny, we're not going to see yours anytime soon, are we? Jackson and Chris J's are very similar, just different colors. Outlines looking the same. Yeah. You can tell what type of players they are with the bigger gap. But also remember, ladies and gents, boys and girls, it is to do with the resolutions as well as Nico up on the half wall. Takes a bit of damage. Poked on down to 59. Will drop back towards the side. That spurs next to stay in rotation. Utility has been bled out by Mousesports here, and that's the name of the game. Keeping the bank balance honest, getting the bomb down or a frag, that would be even better. And Chris J, well, he's on 29. That Deagle, it's going to be difficult to make it sing here, but pivoting. Nexa finds 1. Nico able to swing out off of that contact. The dot working wonders. Another head ripped away, make it a 3rd, and Nico just looking to style on them here. Even grabs the last
I've changed my mind, actually. I'm getting a dot.
You're going back to the dot? Didn't you have the fuzzy tennis ball? Or was that Lauren?
That was RPK. Okay. Yeah, RPK's, I was kind of doing my RPK cosplay for a while, if you remember, and I was actually fragging significantly better. But yeah, Nico, you can see how pinpoint precision into those heads on pool. He gets all of them. Look at that. Lovely stuff. Eyes of a hawk. Robs. Just processing that we've seen 3 back-to-back multi-quad kill, if not aces, from the G2 individuals to put 3 rounds on the board. That I can literally list the players that won the 3 rounds that are next to G2's logo right now. It started with Kenny, then Hunter, and now Nico. Oh, Kenny started off again. Maybe he's off for another one. As the multi-kills keep on flowing, and Mousesports struggling to get going after this flurry of 3 to start here on Inferno. This is Mouse's pick.
There's a couple of ways they can start dealing with this AWP aggression, but it's not going to happen in this round here for Mouse. They need to start playing as a bit more of a unit, set pieces, have their utility early, and try and push the AWP back or overwhelm him. But Kenny, he's got the pick towards B, and now he's rotated towards A. 4 players for G2, 2 on either side of middle. Very fortified defense right now as Hunter wants to go searching. He's going to see Boilers clear, nobody in halls either. And if he pokes his head out towards alt middle, God, my cap drops
This could be
with
the
his pants
timing
down.
of a century.
See you later, Robs.
Oh, furious as well.
He can rotate back towards B now.
Why not? You got the info. No one else was with Rops. He was trying to sell something. Yeah, Nico's put 2 and 2 together, and he's got, believe it or not, 4. Here they come. Commitment into B. Nexa only has a flashbang, but that molly pool will segregate. Chris is already on the site, though. They won't be able to join him. And that's enabled Hunter to get this flank much faster than Carrigan was ready for. He was just considering it. Hunter's already there to strike. Chris walking through a smoke. It's his only hope, but he's just made a sound cue. Nexa's going to have heard that. Oh, he even hears it. Chris meets Kenny's AWP and Frozen not too long.
Very well done there. A good info play from G2, and that's something in the past that I always used to like to highlight with their CT sides. They were always searching in transition. If they had lost territory towards brackets, maybe they were looking towards top banana or going through halls, just always having a look to see what they can find. And here's another opening from Kenny. So we really want to keep our eyes on Kenny and how mobile he is early. And what I was talking about with Mouse, being able to deal with that, being able to stifle Kenny. If you're a bit earlier on your intention, if you're a bit cleaner on how you want to approach these rounds, or faster, Mouse definitely have the ability to go quick, go for some rushes with Tech 9s, then you might be able to avoid getting picked off. Or if you get picked off, be able to take the space to get the trade. If Kenny is just allowed to pick from top banana, pick from top mid, get one and get away, you're going to have some real problems here. And you can see the scores on the doors within the early stages. Hunter, 9 kills, 8 for Kenny, 5 apiece for Nico and Nexa. Jax with 4. 5 for Frozen on the other side, 4 apiece for Chris J and BMAS, 2 for Rops, 1 for Carrigan. It's the first timeout taken.
And this is about time where we'll start to see the Rops resurgence. If I was just recapping his last few deaths, he was like the final headshot on that pool round. It was only Tech 9s. He was also caught by Kenny's AWP on the balcony. On
Against
that
Hunter in the site and the Eagle.
Yep. He hasn't had the dream start. See, Carrigan's got a nice preemptive smoke to stop any of that util and keep that sound cue flowing. It is half-buy territory, and that means they could overwhelm Kenny. You can see a perfect reaction. Drop a molly, slow down the pressure, Kenny tucks in.
They've been loving this set piece where they smoke off towards pit, and right now, no one is towards bike. Jax is close, he's just pivoted in now, so the smoke's over, away they go, fast up quad.
I like it. I really like the strat. Hunter, however, seems to have found the answer. Ooh, good dink. Maybe Jax is vulnerable. They drive by into the site. Carrigan does trade. They need to get that bomb down, but they need another frag. They know Jax still has pit. Kenny, don't play with fire here. Oh, nice. Jax has actually caught them as they elevate, pushing in. Kenny, close quarters. What's he got his knife out for? I think he thought it was over. And now, Frozen's got a Kenny's AWP. Surely not. No, it's the wall bang. Kenny, red-faced after this one. Nexa bails him out. My God. That nearly was a disaster, and those are the mistakes. Those are the mistakes we said would happen. We've got players that will jump through those hoops if they're presented. Frozen nearly does. That wallbang onto Jax. My Lord. Thank you, Nexa. Can we see that again, please? Replay operator, please and thank you.
That was some wild stuff right there. The fact that that got so dicey after how clean it looked.
Shoot.
I don't think he even realized he got it, because he looks back. He had a little look back. He's just like, wait, did I? Wait, what? Jeez, all right. Well, this one's kicking off in style. 5-3 scoreline now. G2 starting to build a bit of a bank and a bit of a lead.
He did Kenny, what's going on? Did he think it was
Maybe it was miscomms.
Yeah, still. Kenny's not going to be thrown off. He's been a fantastic string in their bow. He's stuck around for a frag. Oh, timing. Not on his side after this one.
Well, at least Mouse have found an opening finally, but Kenny wants to level the playing field up. He is staying in limbo right now, still aggressive towards middle. We'll have an opportunity. The jiggles with the X-ray, we can pick him, we can see him. Kenny staying for a very, very long time now. Halls and Boiler could have been taken, but he really wants this frag.
Gonna get it. Ooh, he gets his chance. That's 2 chances for Kenny.
He's sticking around.
He wants more. They'll surely flash you off this line, Kenny. He's so hungry?
Horny and hungry.
Yeah, you got it. Thank you. Jax is even more so. What are you up to? You horn dog. Oh. He's got it, and he's taken the frag and disappeared.
Peek.
They can't, because Kenny's holding the other line.
They've worked out how to disrupt Mousesports here. They're not respecting them. They're not giving them the territory that they've earned.
Yeah, and they have to explain themselves to Daddy Carrigan afterwards. Like, listen, Kenny he was holding middle, so...
I couldn't pick.
I couldn't peek.
I didn't want to
trade. I didn't want to... Sorry.
Someone grab the bomb, because that right now is down in the chicken pit. It looks like Carrigan's having a look for it. And there you go.
Solved it. Solved the mystery.
With 35 seconds left, they have enough utility to execute onto the A or B bomb sites. They know that they have banana control, and they've had trouble getting past this AWP. Nico now starting to cheat over towards A. A bit of a call coming out of the G2 camp here as they stack on over. Smokes have landed, and they have to push up quad again.
Jackie boy playing anti. About that 15-second mark on Kenny's first shot. He actually gets him in the smoke.
Bomb.
Oh, okay, Jax. Hold your nerve here. Finding one in the flashbang, and all the frags come in quick succession. That's a lovely 6th round for G2. And in fact, that is 6 in a row. We haven't seen Mousesports be able to make too much impact after their flurry of 3.
Yeah, looking good now, G2. Bit of a wall being erected. Obviously, there were issues against Frozen just previously, but when presented with an opportunity, G2, they're either sticking around and they're forcing the fight against Mousesports. And this is what we wanted to see. We knew the individuals...
Molly being extinguished gave him the shadow.
The occlusion there. That was quite nice. You get lucky with that every now and again.
Yeah, I'm surprised teams haven't found a way to master it and exploit it.
Okay, so the AKs are back out. Still no AWP to contest with Kenny. And usually we talk about that as one of the strengths. Even yesterday I did. Or straight up middle, Frozen's found an entry.
Yeah, Jax trying to get his util into the apartments, comes out a little slow and already punished. Oh, Kenny S is going to get info for free. Albeit a little sketchy. He's juggled with Chris J, and now they know that Brackets is lost.
Oh, I like this transition in the mid-round. They're going to post Kenny back over towards
He's got
B.
so much util.
Yeah, he can even search for a kill. He looks very active at the moment, Kenny, so I wouldn't be surprised.
He's got the perfect timing. Just as he arrives, so do they. Drop his incendiary into pool. It's a perfect start. Does make things dicey. Nexa has yet to reveal his location. Flashes. Oh no. Nexa stabilizes. He knows he's under a lot of pressure here. Drops his smoke. Chris finds him. It's actually Bemis. Kenny's been caught as well. Good damage through the smoke. Rob's brought down to a competitive standpoint, but where is this retake coming from? Nico's going to smoke off Banana. Chris won't be able to contribute. A molly from Hunter towards Emo. Bemis will be forced to move. And they go on the flash. It's good. Bemis burning. Does have a safe haven in Emo, though. That kind of screws him. It's off the single flash. The Cousins looking for a 2v3 retake, and he lines it up. Kits on both. They've got a chance here. And that's the first frag. Nico's found it. Bemis still Emo. It's Chris. They'll have to trifle with if they find this frag, and they have. One just has to hold him. Hunter doesn't have util, and he's actually going for the hold. Surely Chris just peeks in 1, 2, and 3.
Oh my God!
Oh, they ninjas! Pros do not fake. Hunter steals a 7th round, and Chris feels like a bit of a fool.
Balls a steal there from Hunter just to go for that one, knowing that their money's good, knowing that they've just gone for a 2-on-3 retake on the B bomb site. You don't see that every day of the week, especially not in the first half. We've been talking about percentage Counter-Strike all throughout the year. G2 have thrown that out the window, and they've stolen another one away from Mousesports. And that feels like that's their whole game plan here today. Stay aggressive, stay looking for opening kills, and take some risks, because they're rattling Mousesports here. Scoreline now 7-3. The plant is good, and Mouse can get back underway with a buy, but they need to crack this nut. Early smoke out towards Banana. Nades in exchange. And you can see Banana control isn't on the agenda for G2. They don't need to push out. They don't need to get Banana control. They're just able to sit back and defend. And normally we see teams struggle when they go for this approach. But here he is, Kenny.
He's everywhere and nowhere, is Kenny, yes?
Seeing the balcony clear, seeing it all might entice him in. There's not too many sound cues. But look at this angle from Rops. If he was to peer on out, Rops would have the advantage there. We posted him as one of the highlight players. Just 2 kills so far. And you can see Nico in transition. Very flexible. Back between Nexa over towards the B site.
I can understand why Mouse have ended up here. And look, Kenny's coming too. So it's the pace. Oh, they're fumbling. And now there's a 3-man setup on B.
Oh, good nade. Look at that. Molly as well. They have to go forward.
Okay, and a dink. This is getting very sketchy now. And Kenny continues to be a thorn in their side just as they start their push.
They're not clearing Nexa.
They're looking for him. Nexa already reveals his location. He's caught Bemis. A great molly to stop the push and swing. Looking for Carrigan. Spots him and does damage. The molly's still there. Oh! Carrigan catching both. Now Mousesports should have the 4th.
The Hunter and Jax go for this. We just saw Nico and Hunter pull off something magical. It is another 2-on-3, similar situation. Yes, utility, and they're fast, and Carrigan's taken another. That's going to stall this one out.
Great round from Carrigan. If he didn't catch Kenny on that second transition, it's a different round.
It felt like right place, right time for G2. They had the stack, they had the utility, there's a chunk of damage, and as they forced forward, Bemis hits a bit of a banger to open up the site, and then Carrigan, the in-game leader, will finish it off. So they needed a round here, and that's some inspiring play from the captain.
Despite G2 kind of having all the right pieces in the right place.
Yeah.
That's an achievement for Mouse.
So they have been really just running into the CT-sided wall or getting picked off by it. And now that they've finally been able to break through, they can work on cracking down the G2 economy, which we can see is relatively built. When this bomb goes off, the loss bonus of 1,400 will be added to those bank balances, and all of them will be able to buy. Kenny will need a drop of an AWP, but that's no problem. There's plenty of cash for Hunter, Nexa, and Nico alike. And Mousesports, well, they won't have any issues whatsoever. But the curious question is, do they get the AWP out on Chris? He's got 7K, could go toe-to-toe with Kenny. We've seen him be aggressive. We've seen him looking for picks. Chris could punish that, just like Carrigan did here. Straight through the smoke, lovely head on a pivot.
Well, we take them, and now it's about building upon them, because this can send you back down a nasty spiral. With a pen and standing desk. I've never seen a more coachy coach.
Yeah, just need to put a suit on him. And,
yeah, that's the next step.
For the job.
He's ready for the LEC.
Looks like we do have a bit of a technical issue here, guys, so bear with us as we iron out the kinks. As I say that, of course, the time starts ticking on down, so we've already fixed it. That's how good we are here. We call it and we fix it immediately as the buy now should be coming through momentarily. There's only 7 seconds left and 4 members of G2 yet to buy. Here we go. Next is purchased in. Timeout called. Okay, well, Malik wants to get involved right now. You don't want to let this one get out of control, because if Mouse string another one on the board, then your money's really in dire straits. The scoreline's starting to get closer and closer.
So something I often you see a natural inclination when you lose a B round is let's go get banana control early.
Yeah.
And to do so, often teams invest 3 players to that early B lead. So the questions that could be going on now is, are we doing that? And the question Mousesports are asking themselves is, if they are, can we get that info and punish it?
So they've got a couple of options here, right? They can fight fire with fire. They could go all in. And if they're expecting that banana play, you can win or lose the round just taking those fights towards top banana. Whoever comes out on top of those duels, more than likely to get away with this. To note, Kenny has the AWP, and it currently looks like he has a spawn more towards middle. So I don't think we'll see him lean over towards B.
There is 3 players departing to be off spawn, though.
So we've got Nexa, we've got Hunter, and we've got Nico. They want to get stuck in here. Nico with a smoke ready in case they get mollied out of position. It doesn't look hyper-aggressive, just wanting sandbag control and the mollies to dissuade them. Bemas is going to get naded on down. Crowd control with the utility good. But Bemas really wants this. He wants to get stuck in.
Yeah, and that goes to favor of Nexa. If Nico and Nexa can bait them in, that's a molly that will force Bemas back even more. He's really done well to take very little damage considering his health off the nade.
Oh, there it is.
As I say that, Carrigan and Bemas are left with scraps of health remaining.
Look how much utility is being expended from G2 within the early stages. The damage is great, but they're now operating with 2 smokes, no Molotovs with 1 minute and 10 left on the clock. And Mouse are heading over towards A to get mid control.
Yeah, but Kenny's very quick to want to take that back. And look, they fired a couple of shots off. It's pretty trivial. And I think Kenny may have a sneaking suspicion that he can just walk on up. This is great info. Yeah, boys, unless they're long, which I don't think they are, back up B. And Hunter's on his way. Flirting with the idea at least. Rops the lurk, throwing out util perhaps to... He's only got flashbangs, so won't sell it very well. They're heading back up towards the B side, and Hunter is in a position to support them. 40 seconds, he's second-guessing himself here. Lying in limbo. They have 1 smoke for the cross. Chris has to be the one to get that down.
Another one low now.
Next has dropped his smoke defensively. Chris is ready into pool. Hunter with a high flash, they'll fight off that. Bang! And there's 2 pull flash. Nico doesn't have anything but the kit and the M4 he brought into this round. And he's caught through the smoke. A big opening. They're so low though, and that's a chance. Needs to transfer. Where is Chris J? He's got no bullets. Nexa with a P2K, he pushes in. A crucial frag. Takes Chris J out, and now it gets awkward. Carrigan, bombs loose, 12 seconds. Rops to support. He has to win this duel. He hasn't. And Rops, nothing. Really? Oh! Unless he gets the bomb down now. No time. Jax, by virtue of the clock, has won the round.
Oh, a few more seconds there, and Rops could have had that down, giving him a one-on-one against Jax, who was stuck towards CT, and Rops needs to get activated. We spoke about him as one of the stars for this Mousesports team. He's not one of the stars, he is the star. This kid is an absolute animal, but so far kept quiet. As his walking wounded teammates made it into the bomb site, you can see 3 players on 10 HP. They just were whittled down with ease, and it wasn't enough here for Rops to get stuck in. It was good kills, it was good damage. But it's not the round, and I think that reaction of Mither is probably very similar. Rops was the player watching the backs. Maybe he should have changed with one of the low HP players and got stuck in, see if he could find a couple of trades. Regardless, Mouse will be back onto the buy. 3 towards Banana again, a different foray of utility being used. Going to limp out a couple more Molotovs now, the follow-up nades. Carrigan whittled down again, needs to be careful here. Nico wants more. We didn't even talk about the storyline of Nico and Carrigan, now on different teams. FaZe aren't even in the conversation.
Yeah, there's definitely history between the 2 of them.
Pressure on A now, Kenny.
Ooh, actually manages to tag Chris. He is getting pushed. And he spotted off another great moves from Kenny. Take a shot, fall back, it's textbook. Carrigan slipped the net though, he's in A.
Oh, Rops is about to get flanked.
They're pushing apps, I love it. Rops is not expecting this, but what a reaction from the young Estonian. Keeps him in it. Need to see Jax trade, he knows he's low, wallbang would work. Hasn't found Rops just yet. In fact, Rops gets Nexa, the comms gap, perhaps. Nico's going to have to fill up those shoes. Oh, no.
Jesus.
It's getting sketchy. Frozen's low. If Kenny goes down, he won't.
That was a wild round.
Yeah.
Everybody was everywhere. CTs were in the back lines, flanking the Ts on the side. There was players pushing up middle. Yeah, that was wild. There was a lot going on just there.
Yeah, tell me about it.
Yeah, tell me about it. Well, that's 9 now. Wow, this one is really off to a fire of a start.
This is dreamy for G2, isn't it? Considering the fact that this is Mouse's pick, if they can come in with anything more than 9, my lord, is that going to get under Mousesports' skin, come into their defense. Their margin for error will be so slim. Great stuff from Kenny. Rops' reactions keeping him in the round. It was a 3K in the end, though, from Kenny S. Wrapping things up. And second timeout used. You get 4 for each map. Using half of them here in the first half already. Mousesports in pursuit of 6. The half considerably won already by G2.
Have a little look here. Chris has finally brought out the AWP, so wants to stop Kenny from going for these type of duels. But if he just gets flatlined, if Kenny just out-AWPs him here, that's a waste of investment. It will have 4 AKs to complement that. The utility is still good. Mouse operating with this max loss bonus. They need to get threatening now as they have finally whittled G2's bank balance down. If they beat them here in this one, it means going into the final round of play, they won't be operating with a full buy. Not so much onus on the banana aggression right now, but Bim is still copping a nade straight to that front door, down to 61. Very important round here.
They boosted. Or did they? Or am I misreading the map? No. So Jack's underneath. Hunter actually going investigating. I thought they might have gone for the quad boost.
They're so annoying, G2. They're constantly in transition on this CT side. Any territory that Mousesports want to take, they have to work hard for it. It's not just flashes, it's not just nades to get it. And this has forced them back towards B again. They've been able to get in towards pool, but having a rough time cracking the site down completely. Remember when they won the gun round, Carrigan had to have a couple of special kills, even one through the smoke.
That's right.
So the utility at this stage for Mouse with a minute left on the clock, out of Molotovs. And look at Hunter going for info. They can rotate that third man over towards B, but Mousesports going quick.
They are. It's very quick, but the volley's great. You can see how much damage that inflicted to Carrigan to punish the wrap. He gets through. His teammate went down.
They're falling back.
Yeah, Kenny's going to have to try and find Carrigan through the smoke, though. He could get caught out by this.
Feet almost spotted there.
Yeah, but Kenny's going to get punished if he's not ready. Carrigan, what a rascal. Catches him by surprise. He's going to keep the B players there. They're practically forced to save as Carrigan, the gatekeeper of the rotate. Great choice, great decision making. They pivot back to A. The frags will go their way. It's a double kill from Rops.
Yeah, that's a big risk from Carrigan, right? He loves to go in first to the in-game leader to make space for his little aim stars. But look at this. Not only is he making space, he's winning the round and taking away these guns, ripping them out of the G2 players' hands. And that bank balance I was talking about, it's getting quite low. They should try and hunt Nico with at least one more player. Just see if you can throw a body at him. I know that the money's not great for Mouse here, but if you can take a gun away, especially an AK-47 from Nico, means he won't be able to drop one over in the next round, and their buy is going to be more hamstrung than it would be. Chris J posted up. Will he get offered the duel? How far does Nico want to push? Looks like he's just going to park it up here. And that's going to be the 5th on the board for Mousesports. They've had to work hard for this, and that was Rops getting 2 kills in transition. Hunter looking for info over towards the window room, and then he pushed up middle and killed Jax on that arch side. So Rops was instrumental in the 5th round for Mouse.
You can see what that's done as well to G2, so nice to close the gap here a bit. 6 compulsory for Mouse if they want to have an easier path towards that Mount win on their pick.
I think they'll be happy with 6 as well, considering how they've been made to work for this, how they've been forced to fight in a lot of these scenarios. Yeah, look at that. MP9, CZ. They've been able to get 2 rifles, Hunter and Nico. A pair between them. Smokes are good.
Solo B AK. It's not ideal, but it certainly is viable.
Especially with the man who's holding it right now.
He's got a flash for Nexa second mid look. If you're wondering what Hunter's about to do, it's Nexa looking for some form of info. Nico dropping his incendiary. He's being pushed. Oh no, just like that. Mouse have cracked into B. A deep smoke. That's a great call. Carrigan's got a good read as to how they wanted to play this, and he's punished it accordingly. Frozen's gotten across with a bomb. Hunter's got very minimal line of sight, hoping to catch one as they cross. Another smoke. Get through one, get through the other. It's the final round of play.
Look at all the nades left over for Mouse for this post plant. More smokes to drop, 2 more mollies, a bunch of flashes, HGs as well. If G2 want to get back in, they have to wade through the storm of this. There's that utility.
There's the frag, though. Frozen needs more. Good shooting. Oh, nearly 3. Kenny eventually shuts him down. It's just the 2 of them. And an AK upgrade for Kenny. Need to go fast now. No kits. Carrigan confirmed it. It's his round. It's Mousesports taking 6. They will be happy with that, as will G2 with the 9. Swapping sides and getting ready for the second half. We'll be right back.
From the emoticons and get into the game.
Julie B push, come on. Okay, well, that's a chance, and that's a even trade. It's changed by Hunter. He just clicks on 2 heads, and into B they go. All right, bomb's going down. Bemis and Rops. Very segregated. Is Bemis... Okay, there we go. Mine just... minimap wasn't moving.
When in doubt, rush B.
Yeah, it seems to work. That was how the last round of the first half finished. And the beauty of it is if you get in rather quick, you've got all that util to dump. I say that. Kenny still has his flashes. Oh, great shot, Robs. Back into the site now. Hunter was the hero to get them in. Maybe Robs could be the hero to get them out. And oh, he hears it. He knows that Kenny's tucked it on Emo. And Kenny brings the fight to Robs. That's a surprise. Wasn't ready for that. Bemis confirms his location. Now the crossfire's established. Hunter's even working on the flank. This is G2's round, boys.
Nice finish there from Kenny. So 2 for Kenny, 2 for Hunter, and 1 for Nico in that foray onto the B-bomb side. And that's going to be the pistol round. So they are sitting pretty, but they might have to weather the storm of a Mousesports force buy. Great way to kick off the second half and a great way to almost net up their first map. It will be the map choice of Mousesports here in Inferno. We'll be moving on to Dust 2, an action-packed affair, which is G2's pick. Both teams going to be solid on that one. Wonder if we get another Nico performance. Absolutely monstrous stuff to get here against North yesterday. But it will be this force buy for Mouse. You can see Deagles and the Scout. A couple of smokes, couple of HEs. Early utility out towards top banana, and Chris is going to gobble that up. Force back by the Molotov. Won't be able to go for any picks or tags. As G2 now, they just work the map. Nobody over towards second mid, as Hunter's now dropping on back and regrouping with the team. And now that they have banana control, they will still need to clear out towards Sandbag, and Chris is actually reinitiating.
With a Scout, no less. He tags Nico's bottom just as he leaves.
Yeah, get that and get out, I think. That's a good confirmed damage. As, you know, at least one player is towards banana. You would have an inkling there's a few more. They've actually rotated Chris over towards A, as Carrigan's going to drop out a smoke. Will this stop G2 and hold them at bay?
Carrigan believes that's going to send them to A.
Frozen still has a smoke as well here, so this is going to buy them into roughly 40 seconds. Frozen will have to drop one more, but then it's the decision-making of G2. Do they respect it? Do they push? Do they stay stoic and just wait it out? Chris has even found a kill in the meantime.
This is great. Another B smoke.
They're going to go B. They're going to finish B here.
Nico, Jax, a smoke as well. They go on the flash, and Frozen, he's actually tucked in underneath them. They're on top of each other. Frozen has the element of surprise now. He's gone unchecked. 24, he could even deny the plan. Jax's responsibility, and that's the headshot. One already. Oh, a great shot up to Kenny, yes. Frozen has definitely had his cornflakes this morning. And trying to plan his Jax. The last bullet doesn't connect. He gets it down.
But so low.
This is an impossible task to defend. Nico and Jax. I mean, a combination of aggression is required here. And yeah, just on the edge of the smoke, he's been spotted. Jax needs something as the smoke fades.
Well, they're flopping it.
One. Yeah, they're low now. Bemis is being pushed from every angle, and he's gone down. They got time for the defuse.
Good bounce back here from Mauser. Very necessary.
Yeah, they take that. They'll take an AK and I think that's an M4.
That second shot there from Frozen was absolutely wild.
Yeah, lovely.
Very, very huge stuff there. And yeah, look, you're right. They were actually having to jump over his head just to get side access. This one here, bang! Jesus. Okay, well.
I mean, it makes the game more interesting.
It does indeed.
That's a much needed win for Mouse.
The plant means we're likely to see the Force by Wars continue here. After losing that one there, but getting the bomb down, G2 can continue to buy. They will. Deagles, Tech 9s, a Mac 10 for Jax. Maybe a quicker round on the cards here is towards second mid. 3 will go fast. Nico wanting to see if anyone peeks middle on him. No scout for Chris J this time to go for the fight, go for the biff. Early utility here from BMS, and it was well timed, well placed because they're going through it.
Yeah, they actually smoke it, so he's forced that out of them. Ooh, Carrigan's got a lot of pressure. He catches the jumping SMG, but doesn't anticipate another. Kenny going down though. So Nexa losing the bomb to Chris. Chris has had a lot of impact already. It's only Hunter and Nico, one in the balcony held by Rops, and Nico's trying to smoke off the library, but that bomb retrieval just feels like an impossible task. Got a 1 deke for me, Nico. That's kind of what we need. Yeah, nice
handled
roll from Chris. He's handled that whole round. And Rops finds the tip of Hunter's head. So, tapping away at that. That force buy goes nowhere.
Game on now because it will be the eco from G2 here. A chance for Mouse to get the 9th on the board cleanly. And clean is the name of the game. You want to start building that CT-sided bank. You can see how Chris has already gone about that. 6.2 after reinvesting. And it looks like he's just going to go with the standard Deagle buy. It's a classic Chris J play. And it makes sense. They know they're going to be up against the eco. A P250 at best right now. Unless anybody as they leave spawn from G2 wants to reinvest. But no, that's not the case. So should be a relatively easy round for Mouse unless they get overrun. Leading the charge up middle with the in-game leader Nexa. BMS ready to drop this early Molotov again. He's just tucking in towards quad. Rops is looking for information. This is into the blender. Straight up mid they go. BMS spamming down. He's got 2. Rops is here to mop it up. Jax will eventually take him out, and it is just Nico. Christian with the flank gets the kill. And now the scoreline 10-9 in favor of G2.
Here we go. So it will be the 5 AK-47s. They'll grab all of the util they could possibly find from the caches and get ready to try and put the first weapon round on the board of this T side. They picked up the pistol. Second round force going Mouse's way, and they've converted 2 off the back of that. That was just the eco after the failed force. So, gap closed. That's the beauty of winning that second round, especially as a CT. It really does help you fill the coffers early, and they're actually using a bit of a bonus here, still keeping that Galil we saw recovered in round 2. Wow, that's a lot of util. Nico cops a nade to the dome.
They can do the second wave as well because they had to import 2 players from A to make that happen. Space is taken. BMAS almost caught out there. Tucks into the site, can set up the crossfire with Rops now, but pressure is on towards A. G2 have already taken brackets. They've taken a lot of liberties, and Nico is holding 2 players quite comfortable over towards top banana right now. So this is good from G2 as they've already fanned out. Defensive smoke from Carrigan here. It's going to hold them at brackets for now, and Carrigan getting up close and personal with the Galil. 35 bullets to put through that smoke if he feels necessary. But just parked up at G2.
Gonna nutmeg in the smoke. Carrigan's aware of the vulnerability, and so opting for long, so he has the info and can get away. It's a good crossfire they've set up now, Mouse.
This is a really hard duel for Carrigan.
Yeah. Gets the info, though. Ooh, oof. Actually choosing to re-peek on the flash, and Jax gets away nicely despite the loss of vision. Rops is flashed on that balcony position. And that's the swing. Oh, confirms Rops' location, catching him as he jumps. This is great from G2. Beamer's under a lot of pressure. The trades all favor the T side now. They have the advantage and they have the site. Couldn't have gone better. Frozen's in the spawn. Chris is working through mid. He's even thinking about second mid. So Frozen's death might just confirm it.
Almost fluffs his lines there. Nexa down to 31, but yeah, you're right, Christian. We'll have to save at this juncture. 1-on-3, retaking the A site with the bomb almost halfway ticked. Probably not worth it. But that was just bodies to get onto the site there. There wasn't a whole lot of utility used from G2 to pressure A. It was pushing Carrigan back and then just clamping down. Pushing up quad, pushing around the arch side, finding a couple of cheeky kills. As soon as Rops goes down on the balcony, that's all she wrote. So there was no clear indication. There was no early tell. You didn't see the smokes coming over the wall. There wasn't waterfall of flashes towards pit. The B defenders weren't able to get an early rotation. And that's going to be the 11th now. The buy from Mousesports, it's going to look good, but I have some questions. They want to bring up an AWP. Chris J would be the one to do it. Doesn't look likely as... It's actually Carrigan who's invested in there, or maybe wanting to use that over towards the arch side. You saw in the fashion he was just bullied then. Just swung on, space taken. They even tried to re-aggress with a flash, but being so low on HP, unable to land any shots there. And away we go. 3 players towards top banana this time. Carrigan's already parked up with that AWP arch side in case they want to come fast.
Look at these stack nades. Anyone makes a step at the top of banana, they'll throw them out. Waiting for a cue. Nico's given him nothing. Happy with his gap. Frozen lining up for the smoke. And he'll throw the molly as well. So that does basically guarantee no one is ahead of that. See, the molly would have either forced them into their line of sight, which he checks, or they're behind the smoke.
Yeah, good stuff there. That's just going to hold anybody at base. So the utility exchange there actually works out in the favor of G2. Mouse don't get any information and they cannot get the territory back. Sure, they make G2 burn a couple of extra Molotovs, but they're still under pressure. Carrigan maintaining top mid control with the AWP is good, and this nade, it's not great. Nico, plenty of time for him to backpedal from that. Only takes 6 damage. And at this point, G2 have already got one big check mark in terms of map control. They just need mid and brackets now. Smoke's over towards the top. Might be selling a bit of a fake. More towards the site. Carrigan still has full vision.
This is going to feel like an A. And it might even be an A. Charging into Carrigan's position. He's flashed him off. Hunter being held. He strafes and does catch a tag. Carrigan, they're trying to wrap B. It's rare to see. Got a full banana split coming in here. And Frozen, well, he fancies a treat. He's got himself Hunter. Finishes off the job of Carrigan's AWP, but needs another. That's the bomb. Great shooting from Frozen. One more would confirm it, and Jax gives it to him. Oh dear, Nico and Nexa then. Suddenly this feeling a little bit more awkward than it needed to be. Nico does open up, and that's a big win from Frozen. He's practically won the round single-handedly. There's no time for Nico. And no health either. 4 HP. Frozen with a quad kill to confirm the round. That is one way for a B defender to earn his credits. Not too shabby at all. Frozen even recovering himself a nice AK-47 for his troubles.
Well, G2 in 2 of their gun rounds have clearly had an indication they want to lean towards Arch, and that might be trying to punish Carrigan. They've been able to slip the net. They've been able to take a lot of room. In this case, they actually let the clock whittle down where it was a lot of pressure. You can see here these kills as they're coming through mid to B is already down to 20 seconds. So once Frozen stops them and doesn't get traded, he's basically won the round as soon as that bomb gets dropped. But that Arch side could be a pressure point. And the question is, does Carrigan want to fortify it with more of his members? Does he want to leave it open? Is he happy to allow G2 to go for mid to Bs just like that? Does he think that Frozen and Chris J can defend against it time and time again? Those will have to get answered as we move forward because G2 have limped on him with a partial investment. Nico still does have that saved AK, so he'll be looking to be a bit of a crowbar in round number 22. Mousesports win this. They tie things up 11-11.
Gordon Freeman crowbar. See, their stance changes a little bit when Chris brings the AWP to B, but similar as always. And early utility deters middle. They've got a little bit of a chance on the double smoke. Could be just be your real basics. Chris J, though, holding a tight line, and Nico meets his demise. That was the pointy AK-47. They'll give it to Jax. Does he want to give him the same treatment?
Does look like this will be the B finish. Carrigan still has mid control. Smoke towards CT. Looks like they're going in.
Oh, great stuff. Kenny goes down. Crosshair placement, pinpoint. Perfect. And a great flash again. Chris has done everything here. Sets Frozen up for success. And this has gone nowhere for G2. Looking like an equalizer. Frozen with another multi-kill, 3 in total.
If they've identified that they're up against 2 AWPs, which I think G2 will have, we might see a change in approach here. So we know that Chris J was AWPing towards Banana. We know that Carrigan's been AWPing that Arch side. They might want to overrun Carrigan again because if he misses a shot, he has to drop back. And that's already been a key towards A. So maybe not a free pick, but a pressure point that they might continue to abuse, or they can try and get a little bit quicker up over towards B and try and force Chris J into a peak that he's not ready for. Even sending your little attack dog of Kenny S out to have a heads-up AWP duel right now. Never mind, no AWP for G2 operating with 5 AKs. And that's something we saw a lot of Kenny just the other day on Nuke on the T side, using that AK more than the AWP. As Chris J has been naded on down now, we'll have to reconsider the angles he wants to peak. This is a bit more methodical from G2 than what we saw from Mouse. It felt like G2 were taking a couple more risks on the CT side, and Mousesports just had to sit back and wait for the opening exchanges. Whereas G2, they're getting their banana control, they're getting their top mid control, they're going for their set pieces. Never really getting into a mid round.
Yeah, I see what you're saying. That pace change hasn't arrived, as you emphasized. Happy to keep it slow at the moment.
You can see how they're just willing to operate in this 5v5. They're not searching for a pick. They're just trying to push them around with this utility and hope that Mousesports bite down. So Jax has been sent up middle on his lonesome. He's got control of brackets, and now they're getting ready for the B execute. But will it be a pounce? It looks like it. Not super telegraphed here.
Yeah, Chris is holding the close walk up, and you can see the power of that line. He doesn't choose to pull the trigger on the flashbang, and now still finds a gap, still finds a chance. A double from Chris J, practically winning them the B shutdown. That's already enabled Carrigan to rotate. Nexa does find him on the flank. Chris is vulnerable too. Maybe G2 can turn this on its head. It comes down to Jax's frag here. Robs has got the reactions. Jax is going to be kicking himself. Nexa, chance, minimal chance, but it's 1 all the same. Frozen could be holding him. Chris baited in. He knows that Frozen's on Nubox. They're playing this to perfection. Nixa with all of the frags, and Kenny's caught Robs. 1 second to plant, and they get it down. Overcoming the odds. This is a crazy hero round from Nexa. He's even picked up an AWP. Try crossing now, Bemis. I dare you. Oh, okay. So the smoke's still up, so Kenny can't really contribute. Bemis will have to cross the line of sight of that AWP, though. Good. He's not that good. G2, 4 kills from Nexa. He just demands a round and he gets it, takes it by force.
Yeah, we were talking about G2 and their individuals in the early stages of their first half. We had a Kenny S round, we had a Hunter ace, we had Nico with a bit of an eco slaw. Everybody delivering in buckets and spades, and the in-game leader for G2 needing to do the same thing here. I thought Christian had done enough. Look at this. Not afraid of that smoke, not afraid to take those
when
peaks.
Jax's flank didn't catch the rotate, I thought that was booked.
Well, this is the thing, right? They knew that Nexa was towards this position and the trust was in Frozen to cover off. He's actually slipped the net, killed Chris J, even got the follow-up, and that's where that round fell apart. So Nexa with some absolute heroics here as we get the fans in the fan cams. If you want to join them, IEM.gg/fancamp, Discord to get on in with the boys and girls at home. G2 have some spotty rounds here. You can see they won the pistol, they lost the force buy, they were able to get a gun round on the board there by punishing the arch side, wrapping onto A. And now the most recent was through Nexa. They can string a couple together, they can break the bank balance of Mousesports here late in the first map. They will be able to reinvest. AWP again for Chris, this time Carrigan just operating on a rifle. Utility not fantastic, only 2 Molotovs. Very important round for this game right here. And G2, they don't want to get stuck in and take too much damage towards Banana. This time quite passive as Hunter up towards Boiler with a UMP. This is a great weapon for the job.
Wow.
Makes it work.
Wow, Bemis has actually lost that duel, and so suddenly Chris J feeling a little less safe. Oh, and Hunter's taking them both down. An aggressive AWP. What an upgrade. You take that, $1,200 SMG, catching a fully bought up M4 and AWP. That, I'll tell you now, I'm no investment banker. That sounds like a good investment from Hunter, and Nico's only added more to the list.
It's all falling apart here for Mouse. This is a huge round to lose, and not in this fashion.
Yeah, you don't want to break this one down and just be able to dismiss it as an oopsie, especially considering its implications for the map win. Oh, I like the gap. Rops has managed to find his building info as well. Here's Jax. Can catch him off guard completely, but it's all a question of how he handle that info now. 4 versus 2. Nexa managed to win one just the round prior. Maybe Robs can find a little angle. Oh, he's got so many angles. He can't stop Nexa. Oh, takes the head off of Kenny. What a shot from Robs. Now Frozen's rotating in. He's still got space around the flames. Frozen advancing, does have a smoke. Hunter's holding the line though. And that's a frag. That's the important one. Now it's all on to Robs. They know where he is. It's down to G2 misplays at this point, and Nexa not going to have that. Triple kill from Hunter. The multi-kills are just so evenly distributed. Everyone's taking it in turns.
Looking very nice for G2 now.
Look what that's done.
Bank is broken. Robs is the only one in touching distance of a buy. It might just have to be the save here as Mousesports will take their 3rd time out of this one. And able to get behind this smoke wall, even able to hit that shot into Kenny. You can see there with X-Ray off just how difficult a shot like that is. Hunter's even going to maintain this UMP. They're not even operating with a T-side AWP. It's 4 rifles and a UMP. That's an interesting look in for the next round of players. There are some big questions to be asked. You can either force right now if you're Mouse, see if Rops is able to use a rifle and grab you a couple. Play it conservative, know that the loss bonus isn't going to be fantastic moving forward. Big decisions. Mithra on the mic right now. It's his debut with them in the server. And the timeout has transpired. 5 seconds left. It will be a save. Mousesports not going to invest too much just yet. Means that G2 are looking good for their 14th. Rops is actually brought in with a Deagle, Kevlar, Carrigan P250, and a smoke. Not operating with a lot here.
It could be enough. I'm never one to write out a Mousesports ridiculousness or a G2 slip-up. We've seen plenty of those, but yeah, everything pointing towards one thing and one thing only, a 14th for G2.
So just taking it slow here, you can see Mousesports not with a heavy investment over towards B, it's just the USP, P2K. Carrigan's coming over now with his smoke and P250. They can't really face here. They've given up so much time and territory. They're just going for a boost, but look at Nico. He's just walking in. Oh, that's way too easy. Flash and go. Ripped him apart. One more on the bomb site. It's just Chris J trying to see whatever he can find. It won't be a lot.
Yeah, you'll give it a good go, though. Not going to be seeing any 10-second ninjas here either. If you had a kit, I'd had some faith. Looks like Nico is going to do his due diligence. He does hit the dink with the P2K. Beamer's gone, and that's finished it all off. Rob's hanging out on A. He did invest, so he doesn't want to lose his Deagle and Kevlar. Can't blame the man. He is being hunted a little bit, though. Jax likely gets the timing here, but Robs is a bit of a gamer.
Surprised they're hunting him here.
Oh, yeah, he saw the barrel.
You don't want to give him an AK, give him something to carry through the next round. He's not able to hold on to it. Hunter bounding with that UMP. Difficult to hit. I wonder if Hunter's going to keep using this weapon. It's so strange to see someone as proficient as him on that AK operating with the SMG, but he's making it work. When you think about the round that broke the money, he had the opening 2 kills onto BMAS and then Chris J pushing halls with the AWP. So, yikes.
Yeah, that round, Hunter finding some serious impact frags on a UMP alone, and he has kept it, Chad.
Okay, well, he's built a bit of a bank off of it.
That nade looks very promising. Does chip away at them, softens them up for an aggressive M4. Uh-oh, they're coming. Nico's fully flashed. The flashes do only set up for 1, though. And Rops denies me a correct sentence. A good shot from him as he re-peeks into middle. They leave with an advantage, and that was what Mousesports were looking for. Carrigan makes an aggressive call. Rob's there to support him on the trades, and, well, G2 losing 2 very, very potent weapons in Jax and Nico.
I think they're probably fed up of getting executed on right now, Mousesports. They're trying to take a page out of the G2 book. I think towards top banana, whittled down by early utility. He was over there in the early stages of this round. He's just rotated back over towards A, I believe.
Yeah, it makes sense with the health. You can play pit, play headshot, play the safer, less likely to be hit site. Bomb is actually leaning B. And Hunter, oh, I don't hate this at all.
He's pipped the gap here.
He's found a complete and total gap. Bemis, you can see he's paranoid about it, but it's about Hunter's pacing here.
Yeah, this is all giving Hunter a lot of room to work with. So that fake on towards B opened up the gap, and now Hunter to search for a kill. If he finds one, they'll clamp down on B. If he goes down with 2 on the side, the other 2 can go get a 2v2 at A. So flash just to get them off new box.
Yeah. Nice self angle. You could see as Hunter was clearing his close corners. Bemis resolves the issue. 20 seconds then. Again, he mantling up. Next needs to be getting that bomb down, but it seems like the positioning from Frozen's just too perfect. Time is just not on their side. They can't surely be punching the digits without checking emo. 9, 8. They find it. Perfect stuff. No time, and the frags come in. Frozen and Bemis tested, and they pass. Flying colors, 12 rounds found. Mousesports back on the horse at least.
Yeah, they need this next one to make it competitive because their economy's still up struggle street. If they lose one on the trot, it will be G2 likely to close this out in consecutive fashion. They've had to drop a couple of guns across to make this one work. And now G2 are going to take their 3rd timeout. So the coaches really having some impact here today, making sure that they consider their options at these key points and key junctures of the game. Frozen, very well handled there not to peek. You know, a lot of players would get inquisitive. They might go for an overstep there, but Frozen really just keeping himself tucked in was the key to that round.
Yeah, even Bemis, I mean, I couldn't believe how vigilant he was being because it was only a maybe. Bear in mind, they didn't have info. They just knew it was a gap. They knew there is a gap that Hunter could be walking through, and Bemis, with enough information, he was vigilant, and it works. It converts.
Now, I said the key to that round was Frozen tucking in, but the real start was Carrigan pushing down middle and the 2 aggressive trades, one from Rops, one from Carrigan on the opener. Now, if they want to stop getting executed on from G2, they will need to have some more creative looks.
Can't do that again, though, Chad.
Yeah, but you can't just go for banana aggression either because G2 will just wait that out. It looks like 3 players from Mouse will be heading over towards banana, so they're going to look and see if they can do any damage. It really depends on what G2 want to greet them with. So crowd control molly down middle, that's going to tuck them on in. Harassing with utility. Kenny's on fire. They've actually extinguished one of the mollies, so he can now stand in the safety of that smoke.
Here comes Frozen's first look.
Oh, he's very lucky. I'm not sure if they're expecting an AWP.
T-side AWP on Kenny S.
Okay, so they haven't been able to find an opening pick, which could spell problems.
I do see a lot of A utility, though. So with an A Molotov and a smoke blooming on the arch, you can see that the 3 CTs on A are on high alert. Hunter making sure that this one looks convincing. Passive was the name of the game to Mousesports B defense previously. There's time pressure at the moment, 55 seconds, still a 3-2 split of the defensive resources of Mouse. Hunter trying to convince them even further with another smoke.
Equal trades is not enough on B right now. They need to get a number advantage.
All right then, Chris, you're flashed off. You're visible, and they convert. Oh, both frags delivered by Nico, and that's immediately going to have to be the save call. Is it?
What is he looking in for? What is he thinking?
Oh dear, what if they got 1900? That's Karrigan guaranteed not to have an M4.
Oh, that was a rough peak to lose right there. And the fact that the B defender's got nothing, now the Hunter's on. G2 can throw a couple of bodies at this. They've got residual cash on a few, so they can definitely have a look in. They know they've netted up 15. Now it's just about damage. The chickens, they're having a bit of a dance. They understand.
That was Karrigan's brain. That's all he could think of.
Look at that.
Yeah, he saw it and just couldn't process the retake. But they are actually truly looking to win the round with this hunt. I remind you, $1,900 is the loss bonus for Mousesports. They're boosting over the smoke. Can Nico see him? Okay, not going to play any silly games there.
Oof, all right. Surprisingly, they didn't try and throw a few more bodies at them there. I know it meant they would have had to have reinvested, but you can see just how easy this was. Nico with both of them mopping them up, and then Kenny getting Karrigan on the rotation, not able to slow it down, and that is a bad one to lose. You can see the light little punch at the door.
I was dissatisfied with that outcome.
That was not something that you want to see happen, especially considering how hard Mousesports had to work for the previous gun round.
And I will remind you, as it's there in your top right, Dust 2's next. G2's Dust 2 looked fierce. Nico looked fierce on Dust 2, and that is where they'll have to defend their honor and defend their rights to a playoff spot. Final timeout called by Mouse. They burnt through 2 on the first half and 2 evenly distributed here in the second. All right, then. You can see the financials. You can see that Mousesports are come into this one as severe underdogs. I assume that AK is for Bemis. So they'll have 3 rifles and 2 SMGs to defend, and everything that the G2 esports squad could desire. T-side AWP on Kenny. Be intrigued to see how well he can utilize that, bearing in mind there is only one real gap in the utility of the CT, so it's going to be a question of how much they choose to use early. 3 to be early, and Kenny just making sure no one fancies the early info. Peeks up middle. Deep banana smoke.
Straight through it, look at that. Yeah. Trusting in their utility a lot.
Achieves nothing.
Yeah, so that's almost as a wasted $300, and maybe even gives Mousesports some false information. They've rotated a 4th man over towards A. Standard stuff from G2 here as they do their default. They've got boiler and holes control. They're getting top banana control now. Frozen is only operating with an MP9. He has been left on the B-bomb site with only an MP9. And G2 have thrown a bunch of different T looks so far. Different smoke walls, different fakes.
Yeah, and they're going to have apps contact before anything happens at B.
Look at this. Kenny is just looking into B right now with the AWP, just searching.
Oh, my Lord. So Nex is holding the CT swing, and he gets to do all of this contact walk-up. Frozen, if you have a look, bro. Yeah, you're going to get AWP. Bingo. First frag found for G2.
Already in. Nico's taken another bunch of space.
Yeah, Karrigan's going to run through that smoke. He's thinking about it. Yeah, he is. Gets the timing, but Nico's got the reactions. And just like that, Mousesports have 3 players left. They're charging through CT to retake. Bomb way back on Banana. Jax will be bringing that in late. They're just setting up for control, dropping their util. The rotate is in. 30 seconds, still no bomb plant. G2 cannot afford to slip up here. If Chris was to stop it, they re-smoke it. Playing with fire. Now you still haven't planted, bro. He knows the boost is a threat.
Flash and go.
And they've got the boost frag. Double from Bemis. Jax was trying to plant. Now it falls to Chris J. They need to get the bomb down. 10 seconds. 10. He's got 10 bullets. And they find it eventually. Kenny S catches as the smoke fades. That's G2's. And that was Mouse's pick. 1-0 in favor of the Samurai heading into Dust 2. We'll be breaking down our first map after the break. Be right back. Put them here, and now battle continues. As you can see, the pistol round battle continues. As you can see, the pistol round starts with the T side of none other than G2. Mousesports on the defense. An early util deployed with a bit of a jump for info as well, hoping to see if there was any util to be dropped on B. Nothing but the flashes on Karrigan's back. He's got them attached in CT.
Oh, look how deep into towards pit. Frozen is currently Maybe even playing a retake setup towards A. So Chris J just had a look through long doors, saw that nothing was home, and now he's rotating back towards car. Frozen will have a bit of a look up, and we saw a lot of cat executes from G2 yesterday against North. Yeah. That might be on the docket again today.
They really like the cross smokes. Throw 2 smokes, 1 deep, just onto the cross towards Gandalf.
Very quiet stuff here from G2.
They like this. What we saw a lot from their previous Dust 2 was the affinity for short XX into B mids and A site takes. And this seems to be the latter. That's a smoke that will fly all the way. 1 towards CT, 1 towards the B doors. Where do you go off this then? Both landing on the CT side. No info at all. Shots confirming the steps. Now Rops has taken flak very low. Karrigan's actually got the destabilizing frag, a great push. Now in the site, Hunter has made a bit of a meal of that. If you can find Rops, it's all is forgiven. Finally, he's gone down and they just about get into the site, but they don't have the bomb. The CTs have it now. Karrigan's frag has won them this. And now, well, sure, you're in B. You don't have the bomb though.
9 seconds.
Once tucked in, this is a round over. They need to die. Hunter gets the frag. They don't have time. The CTs can just run away.
They learned their lesson from the other day against Astralis. No loss bonus for Hunter and Nexa.
That sucks.
Yeah, well, this is the thing. If teams are going to continue to play these T rounds so late, and as soon as the nail is in the coffin and you don't have to give them anything, the CT's getting the bonus of the frags is really good, but denying them anything is even better. Nexa had $400. Look what he's bought, a smoke. Just keep that USP and a smoke. He didn't even have Kevlar in that round because he was one of the utility bitches. So for him, he's going into the next round to play extremely hamstrung. You've got Kenny onto this scout. Let's see what damage he can do. Deagles for the other 3. Molotov forces Nico back. I thought he was going to have a look in there. That flash would have sealed the deal. They do get BMS across towards Pit. Chris J scouting A. Karrigan is the rotation. And locking down B will be Frozen and Rops. Quite the duo on the B bomb site. Once again, short control. I wonder if Mousesports will take the fight to them when we look at the gun rounds to make sure they can't just execute so cleanly through this cap position time and time again, because up to this point, it looks like a dry run simulator for G2. Smokes to work with, could be the Avant-Garde. Thrown on out, it'll be exactly that. Going to try and one-way this, Karrigan awares. Christian needs to be careful here, these Deagles sting.
Go on, Chris. Perfect. Right into the center of mass. Nico goes down after the initial tagging on that long molly. Chris does catch Kenny's bullet, but taking re-peeks, hoping Karrigan can finish off the job, and good tag, 1 more would be great, and he has wing-clipped Kenny, finishes it off as well. Chris J, no slouch on that scout by any stretch. But the round is far from over. In fact, Jax would rather have the Deagle, gives Nexa the scout to play with despite his low HP. They're coming in from CT, and Bemis late arrival from long. That's a big frag from Rops. Hunter thinking the off angle would work. Nexa needs to hit that scout shot. He's missed it, and he'll be finished off long range with the SMG. So a successful retake. G2 getting a bomb plan out of that does feel like it's definitely going to be the best of a bad situation.
Yeah, nice to help stimulate for the 2 that didn't have any loss bonus.
Zactamundo, but yeah, I think you might have to do another deco.
Yeah, this won't be a purchase. They could go for Galils across the board, but I don't think that would be the most potent of looks going into round number 3. So they'll stay conservative. They will just limp on in with the Deagles again. Nico back down to the Kevlar Deagle. Jax is opting in as well. You can see Nexa there. Hunter, of course. And Kenny just keeping it relatively conservative. Just 300 invested in the P250. Wants to get the AWP out. He'll be able to do so. Jax using in smoke here, and okay.
That's perfect.
I'm going to drop a smoke, so it looks like more of a stylish kill.
Yeah, I guess so. Just losing his vision in the last second as he pulls the trigger. Great tracking onto Chris J's head, and that's quite the casualty to cause.
Okay, well.
They're completely stacking. Rops is already moving over to A.
I like the call.
It's a gamble, and it works. It's perfect. Karrigan's got a good suspicion as to where they're coming. Running boost.
They would have seen him on the ramp.
Likely spotted. Karrigan drops his own smoke defensively, but that will enable a plant. Nice from Rox. He's comfortable in those fights, and as is Karrigan here. Oh, they're causing so much chaos. It's only Nico. Oh, Deagle. What am I saying? Only Nico. It's Nico. And now he can get the bomb down. It's a quick peek from Kenny. G2 convert it. He bails them out there with a pair of frags with the $700 sidearm, and what a way to do it. That wasn't even a buy. That was G2 being conservative, and now the coffer's rich. This is how Jack starts it. Bang. And I want to see the Nico frags. So the second one is a clean first onto Carrigan, and he just anticipates that peek from Bemis.
Jesus, that's a big second shot there. Good stuff from Kenny to get on the board as well. Look at the money right now for G2. It is swelling.
Glass cannon AWP. A P250, a Deagle.
It's a mixed buy. Let's...
I'll let you take the reins at the start of this one.
Yeah, this is quite an interesting little purchase. So they need to allow the AWP of ROPS to work, give it a chance to try and find some picks, try and find some damage. And the same can be said for Christian on that scout. They want to get the M4 of BMAS to lock down long, and that's a good player for the job. But I think regardless of the janky buy, Mouse need to search for impact. You cannot give G2 catwalk control time and time again. Feet will be spotted there. Speculative shot through the smoke, and now the AWP is known. G2 will know what they're working with. And this is what I don't want to see. If they just get cat control every single time for free, Mao's not going to be able to defend this.
Oh, not unless BMAS gets a crazy double just like that. Now a scout takes down the AWP. This game is going to be weird. Oh, wow. And even tagging him up on the cross, Nexa just having more salt poured into the wound. Rops finishes off the job. Jax doesn't have the bomb, and he doesn't have a head. Rops takes it from him. Mousesports convert. And even scavenging away more weapons. They've brought two AWPs into this one. Damn, they brought such a sketchy CT buy into that, but they find the frags necessary. And now just look how kooky it looks for Hunter and Nexa. They're still strapped for cash. And the timeout's called. It's time for Malak to get on the mic.
Yeah, I like this because there's a few options right now. Jax could go AK head armor, Kenny could go AWP, and then the other three, potentially Galil for Nico and lighter buys for Nexa and Hunter, as you mentioned. But it could still be a buy. We saw Mousesports make something work with pistols, an AWP, a scout, and an M4. Why not give it a crack if you're G2? If you're able to get that cat control, you set your aim stars up to funnel out of bridge and just take a couple of jewels. We saw what Nico could do with only a Deagle. Wait till they get AKs in their hands. And I liked Mousesports adapting early, showing that they want to fight towards Cat, and having somebody like Bemis there to get 2 big kills, that's going to be good for his confidence as well. As a long defender, you will be needed to step up a multi if they put the foot on the gas and go for those all in towards long, but it feels like G2 want to play this conservatively. Kenny's got a Deagle.
They won one of these before.
Yeah, and this is the thing, right? A couple of Deagle headshots, and the round is well and truly open. Jax found them the opening towards long last time this worked. He's just going to peer down middle, 3 through the tunnels, quickly towards lower dark. There's a flash on Kenny. This might just be out the doors and go because there is a gap on mid to B right now. Carrigan will be that rotator. Chris J's posted up towards the brick box. So they want to stay disruptive with this AWP, and now Carrigan's rotated towards spawn, so maybe this is the duel they want to isolate. The big man Nico, more than comfortable taking fights like this. They're giving him a lot of space to do so.
Carrigan is found. Nico missing and taking a heavy burden for the rest of this round. He's taken 80 damage.
And now they know that there's one player who's an A defender nested towards CT. Carrigan's actually rotated away, so that information is no longer good. Nico and Carrigan again.
Yeah, these duels. Nico's so ready. Jax has taken another tag, so things are getting very awkward for G2's Deco here.
They still have this one flash on Kenny. They haven't thrown that out yet, and there's only 38 seconds on the clock, so they need to finish. They don't want to go down after the timer again.
No, thank you. 30. Carrigan's suspicious of mid. Chris J's given the responsibility, and if they were to 1D Carrigan or Chris, there's a small plant, or a small chance for a plant. Oh, and that's Chris J taken down. Nico, what a fantastic placement. Oh, they're so low, though. Bemis' taps are perfect. He's taken the head of Nexa just as he tried to be a threat. Looking for more. So precise. He's struggling. Nico, a moving target. 3 on 4, though. Should be Mousesports retaking unless Kenny hits another of those.
That's an AWP.
That's a weapon. And Hunter's caught another, this time not punished. They can fall into short. Nico just needs to bait. Kenny hunting. Nico survived. Frozen's caught the hunt. Bemis is low, very low. Nico under so much scrutiny. He's running short of every resource, including teammates, and it's going to be an eventual Bemis and Frozen ace. The two of them recovering the weapons they need, and will defuse, I assume, in plenty of time. Bemis,
yeah, they want to get the double AWP. So Bemis just getting off that while Frozen goes and finds the second. It was on Chris J's corpse over towards Car. So they will get both AWPs, and Mousesports survive. I think that's the highlight, is they survive. That was the lower purchase again. There wasn't a lot invested from G2 there. They get the bomb down, they make it costly, and they keep Mousesports honest, and this is how it started. So once again, it's illustrating my point. Go and watch the North game. See how many times they executed through Cat, and now look at how dangerous they are just walking, literally walking out Catwalk against an AWP. An adjustment in gameplay if Mousesports start to lose rounds, but it's still looking good. They can play retake. Gonna use some early utility towards long, smoke and molly towards the long doors and blue bin. Carrigan playing for information, and he wants to go for a kill straight in. Takes out Hunter.
Gets traded immediately, but that's a great find. Hunter, hamstrung.
Ooh, Rops has been spotted there on that jump. Nico might repick this.
Is he brave enough? Against an AWP? That seems outrageous. Oh, well, with a flash like that, he can take that space, and now he's going to drop a smoke, primarily to screw over Rops. But he wants to deny it. He actually wants to flash himself out, or at least suggest it's a possibility.
They're really jostling for position,
Yeah,
Nico and Rops right now.
They really want to make this feel like a threat. Another smoke thrown out now. Jack's walking up the tunnels. Frozen using that smoke to hide behind, and it does stop the molly from being a threat. This is great from Frozen so far. Now he just needs to find some bullets. Oh, he's hiding from everything, and he does get the first. They threw the kitchen sink at him. Frozen might even do damage.
Dink.
Drop from Nico. Oh no, nothing translated from the aggressive move, and now they have to work at a disadvantage, significant disadvantage. Kenny, defending B with an AWP retake does get awkward, especially when the smoke for tunnels. He's going to be able to hide. Oh, I like it. It's a good position. And they've used their smoke aggressively on the doors. He'll have a slight gap. Yes, Kenny, a chance. And they've crossed with the flashes. Good moves. Next are finding one. Bemis is pushed into the smoke now. Chris J could be caught, but he's used the smoke perfectly. Kenny, vulnerable now. The smoke might be his best friend. He's hit the first. They swing and they find it. Chris J has the time. And another round by the finest of margins, determined in favor of Mouse.
Real chance there for Kenny. You could see he's adjusted, just not enough time to press Mouse 1 and get the kill. Costly again. Mousesports just staying alive here, and I love the fact that Carrigan's been disruptive in that early round. I want to see more of that. It's the best way to deal with these G2 executes. Frozen doing a good job on the side to get 1.5 kills. The dink on Nexa making that retake easier. And a tough one. Wouldn't be too frustrated if I'm G2 just yet. You know that you're only one round away from forcing Mousesports down to an interesting looking buy, and over towards long. Kenny with the AWP. He wants to go for a pick.
Humbug.
I get a chance. Oh, had a real chance.
Little elbow jiggle. Well, that's plenty of long presence shown. They deny it completely, though. They've got 3 players postured over there. Mousesports calling an active CT side here. Oh, he's flubbed his smoke. Not ideal. Don't think it's going to be the end of the world, so they want to return to long. That's the intention. You can see that Nex has lined himself up one for the corner.
Well, Bemis is going to be isolated here. He's on his own, on an island. No one's close to help him, no even utility.
So that's long control gain. Do they Na'Vi this? Let's find out.
They only have 2 smokes and a Molotov. There's a minute left, so G2 can't operate with too much of the map. They don't have short control. They only have long. They don't know if there's been a tunnels push, and Mousesports are starting to rotate over. I think it will have to be the Na'Vi.
Hunter, if he goes down to Carrigan here, everything changes. He's a crucial component of this finish. Ideally, they start throwing their long smokes. Oh, this is perfect. So they'll throw their long smokes. Attention drawn elsewhere. Hunter just gets the timing as Carrigan feels he has to contribute from short. And Bob's your uncle, Fanny's your aunt, you're in.
He's going to clear this surely. Oh no, they've flubbed their smokes. Miscommunication, nightmare.
Okay, Hunter's won his duel on Carrigan. Now the C. Chris J has to worry about 2 avenues of assault. Hunter biding his time, doesn't want this hunt to be rewarded yet. Chris is going to find him. Surely looks down, doesn't he? Doesn't he? Oh, Hunter's got them both. Such low HP, but such contributions. He's even stolen the AWP for the final frags. Nico going down, but so does the bomb.
They might have to save.
Feels like the percentage play. It's even planted for Kenny S. No, I tell a lie. It's not, but seems that Rops has given up, so we don't have to be too concerned about the plant location. It's behind the box. He would not be able to get anything more than a wall bang on it had they gone for it. And they saved double AWPs. I assume one of them might want to find something else.
Yeah, I agree with that sentiment. Maybe he's just holding on to it now to take this low HP duel. But you bang on, and Hunter had a lot of impact there with that space. Flub smokes from G2. I'd love to look that one through. I don't know if one was missed. I don't know exactly what happened there. Maybe they miscommunicated on what they were meant to be smoking, but that could have actually fallen apart if it wasn't for Hunter's brilliance. The fact that Chris J wasn't aware is that he'd already pushed on up, taken all that space. But yeah, those smokes, they double smoke the same position. Just looking at it back now on Skybox just to confirm, because that might be a problem down the track. No, they've both just done a close smoke. So, yeah, miscommunication there from G2. But they still win the round, so crisis averted. They will be able to note that.
That's something for Malik to get his pen out for.
It's more of a problem if they did it and they lost the round, but because they won the round, it can be like, okay, guys, don't let that happen again.
Never again. Ever, ever.
But they're going to buy in, obviously. We've got 2 saved guns, a Scout, MP9 and UMP.
Oh, Bemis, this often gets unchecked, and that's why he's got himself 1.5. Frozen, finding more than
Steady.
that. A double steady with the M4A1. Kenny about to catch a HE. Boof. He pulls the trigger as it lands. He's got 10 HP, still being pressured. He needs a quick smoke. Carrigan jumps to secure it, and that is one way to win a round. My God, look at the X's on that long side. They threw all but the kitchen sink at long. And Hunter's managed to get himself in CT spawn. Maybe there's an element of surprise there, but he's got 70 seconds, and Rops does get spotted out. Hunter, okay. What's your play? You smoke it and walk through it. That's what I'm thinking.
He's so cheeky for this. And look at Rob, so passive as well. Ready for that. Big brain play from Rops.
He's going to peek in the walk-up. Oof, Rops has done so much here.
This is such an odd duel as well, because Hunter knows he can't go and get the bomb, just trying to do damage, and Rops finishes him off. So, odd one there. The all-in towards long didn't work for G2, and that's like we didn't actually see a lot of when they played North. They rarely went long. They mainly went cat for those executes. Haven't gone for it in a round like this, and maybe they should have, as Frozen punished them. He didn't panic. He could see that they were doing the flashbang dance. Now, Mousesports, well, they're up to 6. Not too happy there, Kenny, getting run down by the UMP of Carrigan. Scoreline 6-2, if you are listening on the wireless. Double AWP still being maintained from Mousesports here, and Rops having a bit of a look. Jumping across middle. Great shot onto Kenny. That was quick. Dropping back now. They've already taken lower dark control, trying to pressure Rops with the AWP. If he hangs around for too long, these Deagles, they will punish. He's going to get on out of there.
Cool to see Rops using that AWP more. He's definitely no slouch on it. Very comfortable with all facets of CSGO.
It's good to see, you know, the really good players like Rops, the Stowns of the world, obviously. They can just be so flexible.
Yeah. It used to be, you know, the determining factors of a star player, and it still is, but more and more players are filling that role and capable of doing it all. He pulls the trigger on his second AWP frag of the round, and whilst Jax's Deeg is potent, Chris J's AWP is better. Finding the frag. Just Hunter and Nex are waiting for their demise. It will be throwing out a smoke. Actually, that's destined for Chris J's corner. Cool little smoke. You can see what that achieves. Ouch. Well,
nice try.
Yeah.
You're trying all the tricks in the book here, G2, but you're being found out. Carrigan will get the last couple of frags. Now it's 7-2. And that was just the pistols again. This time it wasn't threatening from G2. They've been able to make those rounds very costly, getting the bomb down. Nico hitting a couple of bangers. They even won a round like that, but this time not to be the case. As Mousesports, they must be happy that G2 picked into Dust 2. Must be more than happy with that. They did have their struggle just the other day against Astralis on Dust 2 and Inferno. But this is a much stronger showing here on their CT side. Now it's just Rops solo B. Okay, they're going for a 4-man lean, getting that early boost up. Aggressive cat, I like it. And there's a kill. Kenny, dead already. Wow, he is not going to be happy with that. I already saw the frustration building. They've naded, they've got out of dodge. It's a free kill, it's a clean kill. Just push cat, get an opening, and fall back. Play the number advantage now. Turtled up here. You can see just how passive they are. They're not really forcing out any fights, and now G2 go through cat, long control taken, Chris J put on notice, and they're playing retake. They have utility for this. Bemis with a full kit, starting to lob out some nades now. This is going to slow down the plant, and now they're just closing in on them. Look at this. Carrigan coming through cat. They've got long, they've got CT. G2 are trapped.
Good start. Continuing to tighten the noose on this retake, but the bomb being down does give Hunter something to play with. And locking down short is a crucial angle, held now by Nico as well. Look at this. He's counting on that short hold. 2 coming from there. It is Chris J long presence that could really throw a spanner into the works of this. Nico's responsible for it. Here they come. Double. Next is 1 in both. Likely the round now as well. Frozen, the beam is flooding in. He does hit a great shot, but both of them. Oh, and he nearly gets Nico. He's still holding the line. Frozen's found the frag. Have they got the time? Not today. God damn, Frozen. One way to make it stylish, one way to make it hurt as well, because those frags, they're not for nothing. They're not for naught. Take a look at G2's finances there. You've won, but you don't get all the bells and whistles. Kenny doesn't get his AWP. They get in, but Frozen takes them out.
I think the spacing here was very off with Karrigan and Rops there. Maybe a little bit wider, allowing Karrigan to go in and die so the Rops can come through and get those trades. But you can see there's just no time to get towards the bomb. Nico basically sitting on it, just secures the round with his presence. So time the issue. Mousesports losing track of the clock there on the retake, and they've dropped the rounds. You can see here the GG.bet odds at top of your screen. They're favoring G2 quite heavily here for the series, I believe. Karrigan tucked into lower dark, wanting to be disruptive again. And Rops trying to use the smoke to see if he can find some early information as well, wanting to hang around to keep the pressure of his in-game leader in the lower tunnels for as long as possible. But it just looks like G2 are frozen. Look at this. Their footsteps not being too heard as Karrigan now has an idea. They're pushing in. Karrigan needs to get 2. He's dinked up 1. Takes down Hunter, even does damage to Jax. And now they've managed to find an opening pick again, but last time they had the 4v5 advantage and still dropped the round. This time it's a 4-on-4.
4-on-4. Well, it starts with bloodshed and it's extended by Rops. It's actually caught Nico's advance up cat just before Jax's smoke, which would have covered that advance. So just a little clunky. Being punished by the capable hands of Rops on that AWP. Mousesports making a very strong case. Seeing G2's same prowess on that T side, but keeping Nico honest, part and parcel of the Mousesports defense so far. Rops posted up on B with that AWP, and you can see how confident Frozen is in his ability. He's completely tucked out to mid.
Yeah, Frozen's heavily rotated over towards A here, and it's the wrong call, so Rops needs to get both of these kills. Timer on this. Bemis, I don't think he'll sweep this wide. Definitely not over towards the quad box. Oh, it's drawn the rotation.
Just as Jax goes down, Rops calls it. And so did G2. They've caught him in transition with 5 seconds to spare. Smoke and Mirrors has aided them in the plant.
They have a lot of utility for this.
They could win this.
Yeah, another smoke on Nexa as well.
Kenny and Nexa talking it through. How do we win this disadvantage? Catching Rops with a death, no less, baiting him into the knife out. Okay, flash for Kenny on info. Chris is looking directly at it. This is going to be good. Sees 1, catches Bemis, knows there could be 1 close. Frozen spotted in the tunnels. Kenny, don't flub your lines here. Chris is pushing. Kenny's gone down. It's all on to Nexa. Can't transfer in time. Mousesports, another 1-on-1 goes Mousesports' way.
Another situation where they work so hard in the early stages to surprise G2 to get a couple of opening picks, and then G2 almost pull out a round again. That would have been back-to-back post-plant disadvantage situations. They've been able to add to the score tally, but not here, not today. Chris J says no, gets Nexa, having to deal with 2 different angles. Diffuse comes in and it's close. You can see Rops, he would have been so frustrated if they lost that based off him rotating. There's only 1 player spotted on the site, and I think he must have taken that on his own. I don't think the communication would have been multiple spotted because it was just Jax. There was nobody else over towards A whatsoever. Timeout for G2 now. And these slower plays, they are getting picked off. So to deal with this, it's the similar scenes as what I was saying for Mousesports on Inferno. You could go faster, you could go more set piece heavy straight out the gate, but they did try and all in towards long and they were shut out. So maybe needing to do something. They like to barrel down middle, we know that. You know, they go fast down the guts, they have the AWPer overseeing, maybe trying to go out mid doors. Yeah, and that's one of the problems, but some good utility usage, they might be able to bully him. And if they know that Rops has been playing mid with the AWP, then try and bully B. It's just frozen. So if you're able to do the smoke through the skylights into the B doors, isolate Rops on the site, Rops will be out in mid.
Yeah, but what you're saying, Chad, and I completely agree with your sentiment, is the G2T side that worked when we watched it yesterday was getting not only opening picks, which Mousesports are, but also doing a lot more of those short takes into mid to Bs. Those were successful. So far, we haven't seen evidence that they can find the same picks and the same openings against Mousesports. Nico, he's just paid a heavy price for that.
Yeah, they're not being allowed to get short at the moment. So we've seen a couple of different options. Karrigan in lower dark, Bemis with a cap push, Rops AWPing middle. Those are just 3 of the looks, and they might even offer up a couple more. But knowing they're up against a low buy here, they have turtled on their CT defense. See how far back Carrigan is, just tucked in towards Goose. He's not spotting. He will play between Chris J's information. Very deep smoke from back of Cat towards CT spawn. Flash towards middle to sell this, and out long they go.
Nico hits a crucial headshot, as does Nexa. It's the G2 Deegs. Can never write them out. Suddenly Carrigan's Goose position becomes a crucial position. You've got so much work ahead of you. And Kenny has got himself an AWP. Surely going to be set up for success here. He's even grabbed a smoke. This is great. They can do... Wait, they've got two. Yeah, they can do the proper cross smokes. Let's hope they throw them differently this time. Kenny, which one did you throw? Next is going to throw the other this time. One close, one for the deep. They can do that on the fly. Carrigan being held now, I imagine, by the Kenny S AWP on that platform. And he's found the first. Could be the wallbang from Kenny. There's a gap on their smoke. It didn't throw it. What on earth is going on here? I thought they were going to cross on the smokes. There was a gap. Didn't throw it in the pursuit of that. Great shot from Kenny. Needs two more. Knows Carrigan was on the site. Frozen on short. Kenny very vulnerable. He'd have to hit just a quick look from Carrigan. Deagle out, spotting Frozen and going down. There we have it.
Oh, Alex, you will not believe what happened with that smoke.
Tell me.
I wonder if we can bring it up on Skybox. Didn't give production a heads up on that one, so it's probably going to be a bit difficult to do.
Very odd.
So check this out, guys. Let me bring up the drawing tool. Just focus here on these two players. I'll even give you a little box. Watch this. It's going to happen in a second. Nex is walking into the box now. You can see him here. It's going to actually throw, and it's going to ricochet off of Hunter. Watch this. He throws it. It hits Hunter. So it doesn't even get to the cross. It's just an absolute flub.
Hunter dies on the cross afterwards. Oh, yikes. Things have not aligned for G2 at all. I thought they'd pieced together a lovely Deagle round, but in the same way, Mousesports managed to do so on Inferno. 9-3. 9-6 sounds a whole lot better than 12-3. And they've got the opportunity to finish strong. A different call. Nexa has everything he needs, both in players and in the equipment. Chris J quickly given the encouragement to back up this B mid.
It doesn't feel anywhere near as fluid as G2 did the other day.
No, definitely.
We're taking a lot more liberties.
Bemis could even molly those players set up close. Doesn't have that info, and he's going to hear the pin pulled of Kenny S. Chris sees it, knows it's coming, and gets the frag.
Almost a double as well.
Oh my god, yeah, Hunter got hit by the collateral. He can't afford to walk through the flames.
They're just walking out mid-dry.
Did you see him cross? I think he didn't.
Oh, dark gap.
Oh, it doesn't spread. Nexa doesn't make a single sound cue, and so Bemis caught off. Oh, great openings from Nexa. 2 dead A, 2 rotating B. Holding the cross is Frozen. He suspects something fishy afoot and cancels his quick rotate. Romp's holding the tunnels from outside as well. This is a good setup with what remains of Mouse. 25. Time gets a bit awkward. They second-guess themselves many times here, G2. It will be the A finish, and Chris has got the AWP for the cross. Flash hasn't stopped him. He'll have vision for the cross. He just has to hit the shot. It's a good flash. Now they're across. Hunter with the bomb. No way. Just a third flash bails him out. Oh. X has found a third impact frag as the bomb goes down, and G2 will make a 4th round appear.
Almost again, right? It felt like they had done so much work there, Mousesports, and then that double from Nexa, you could see that Molotov from Bemis. It wasn't burning him. It was burning Hunter, who was a little bit deeper, now down to 7. And that timing, that gap, they weren't expecting a player to be so close. And that's 3 kills, all 3 for Nexa. Huge impact from him. And they need it. They're still in a position to break Mousesports. Going into the next round of play, they're not going to be operating with a lot. They're even hunting right now. Nico having a look. I think Frozen spotted this. Rops is aware, even shows up his head there. So could have lost it, could have lost the AWP. Frozen will make sure that doesn't happen. Bomb goes off, and they do hold on to these 2 weapons. Very, very important. And I think the fact that we're at this stage of the game and it was only a $1,400 loss bonus, they need to all in. Get Chris J to buy himself. Drop Bemis a weapon. See what you can gift him. Give Carrigan an MP9 or something.
Look at this third flash. Just saving Hunter's life, because I swear to God, Chris is not going to pull the trigger that instantaneously. Had he not, he just knew the vision was there. Great stuff. 3 flashes is what sets them up for the 4th round, and G2 need to damage control here, even perusing the gap. Kenny's hungry for something, and so's Carrigan. What are you doing? He's done it again. He's such a rascal. There is few players that I watch regularly make plays that I know are going to piss off pros.
He just cleared up a tunnels as well. He can get out.
Well, Nico's not interested in letting him out. Oh, you dick. Carrigan. He's won him around with the CZ, or at least he's got close.
Well, this is the type of round that Mousesports love to drop with a bit of a fumble.
Oh, yeah, fair play. Carrigan, he's done so much hard work.
There's no one on A.
Yeah, Rops' smoke is only to enable him to push up, and I actually kind of like it. I like what he's doing here. He's taking a risk, and they could even boost to deny the plant. Do they want to? This is dangerous, dangerous territory. Walking up, Jax may not be ready for this. Frozen's already found one. Jax goes down. Mousesports, this is brilliant. Nexa, what are you made of? Double, needing Bymus as well. Good damage onto Bemis. Does evade the flash. He's doing as much as he could. Gets them both within an inch of their life. But that's a Mousesports 10th. And Carrigan, I can't believe he's gotten away with that. That's Hunter caught out again.
Very disruptive play here from Mouse, and that seems to be the name of the game. 10 rounds now, 10-4 the scoreline. G2 really have to be asking themselves some questions here of what do they have to do, because Nexa, they're almost giving it a crack as well. That's both the Kovac cousins coming after Carrigan, neither of them being able to get it done. And Bemis with the MP9 from range saves them. Carrigan giggling away, and yeah, I would be too. They've saved the double AWPs. They're carrying them through into the final rounds here of the first half. And that's really bolstered their bye. Things are good for G2 as well, and 10-5, that would be a nice way to finish off. Back down middle, nice and quick stuff. Backs are not turned for flashes, and it won't be the same play. It's just Rops to pick. And just some good utility work, so they've been able to push Rops away. Straight up catwalk. Utility is good for one of these executes, and maybe they should just go for this early.
I wouldn't mind seeing something early out of G2, to be honest. It's been a while. Last round of the T half, why not? See the Vanguard smokes deployed.
This could be the Jax drop into CT and do a B split. Looks like it is.
Carrigan lurking on the edge of the smoke. Jax is getting caught out.
So ready for
Great play. Carrigan's done his research. He doesn't control the spray well enough. And so, oh dear, they don't wait for the smoke. Rops is just going to get a freebie. Does get traded. Now Nexa, a crucial duel. It's about timing. Frozen starts to shoot. Should be the trade immediately from Nexa. Kenny's the one to pull the trigger. So we have a 2v2, and Mouse have won us their fair share of retakes on B. This one, however, is an even number. Kenny's holding the push with Bemis, and he's missed it.
Oh,
Rather
no.
tagged him. Now Bemis has a new lease of life. He can survive. Coming in. No one's looking. Okay, Nexa again with a impact frag. Bemis, it's the last round. He may as well give it everything she's got, Captain. 8 HP. He's charging in, and that's it. It's 10-5. G2 damage control, but Mousesports making a strong case for a third map. At home. Chaddy, what's your take? It seems GG.bet have made theirs clear. They believe G2, whether it's here or on the third, have got this one in the bag. I think the pistol will be a good indication as to what kind of defense we'll get out of G2, because the T side, it was a close but no cigar chapter, really.
Oh, Rops has spurred out long, and Nico's just stripped them of their lives. Rops and Carrigan fall. And that's the kickoff G2 are looking for. Straight out mid to B, they're spurred on by that, and maybe isolating Jax over towards window would be a good start. He's peppered away, missed a couple of shots. They know where he is now, and they're in limbo, Mousesports. This should only be a matter of time. Okay, well, Nico's got 3 now, and they're on the quick pursuit. Bomb's actually made it into the site. This plant's going to be great. There might be an opportunity for them to go for the force buy in the next, and, well, G2, they're already close towards the doors. The bomb started ticking, and they're coming through. Chris J, not able to receive anything as Nico's found his 4th. Bemis now in a 1-on-3 and can't make it work. But they do make it competitive, and they do get the bomb down. So if we're looking at positives here from the pistol round, Mousesports, they can force buy. They can drop some AKs across, they can get some Galils up, and they can continue to threaten G2, who really needed Nico. Their star of Dust 2 yesterday against North, he had an absolutely monstrous first half. Not to be the same here today, but a great way to kick off the pistol. And here you go, the highlights. That's him up to 7. There's his 8th kill.
Yeah, well, I will just like to make a bit of a public service announcement here. If Nico wakes up, this game's going to be close regardless of what the rest of G2 are doing.
Sure.
And 4 kills on the pistol certainly going to incite him with some rage and some testosterone now pumping through his system.
Well, Mouse didn't force. I thought they would have dropped some AKs, but it looks like they're staying conservative. They've just gone for Deagles and a scout.
You know, seeing a scout early firing off shots, you're going to kind of assume you're up against what could be a force.
Yeah, and right now you can see that Carrigan's actually the man who dropped that across. So they will have a gun round next round regardless, and if they can make this one close, they can take away a couple of guns and even get the bomb down, then they're working with a lot going into the next.
You said there's a potential for Mouse to try and punish Jax on B. Well,
just see what he's worth, you know, see if he's worth 2 or not.
Hunter this time backing him up with the jiggle smoke. It's almost treating it like Train a little bit here. Just going to be underhanding that upon any sort of visibility, whether it's a nade or a person. It could be 4 of them or a scout, but maybe he gets tagged by this scout. Chris would have to be very quick on the trigger here. Okay, that's enough for Hunter. I say that. He hasn't dropped his smoke. Dude, it's a bit late now. Pulling the big trigger, gets 2 of them on the bomb, and the rest are segregated. Okay, mission accomplished. The smoke in the end does achieve its goal.
Should be safe now. I don't know how they give this away unless Frozen hits a couple of bangers. They've rotated Kenny across. They're trying to fortify the bomb site. Frozen with almost the gap, but he will get Nico.
That's an M4. That's their best weapon loss. Nex is going to have to bail him out. Hello? Okay, needed that. Nex has dealt with it, and there is an M4 CT that I am so desperate to see them save. I've almost forgotten that Chris J's still alive. Thank you, Nexa. Appreciate you. Appreciate everything you do for me.
Well, Chris wants it as well.
Oh.
Who can get their hands on the M4? Nexus says no.
Dude, second round M4 from Nico. I told you he was feeling himself.
Yeah, well, they need it now because the AKs are out. And that M4 is going to be vital. They've dropped it back across to Nico. Nexa has to decide what he wants to limp on him with. He's actually dropped an ult for Kenny. So G2's defense just got a whole lot stronger. Their utility's good. The defuse kit's around to play as well. And if they silence Mousesports here, it looks like they'll be able to almost tie this one up. 10-7 the scoreline. This is the G2 map pick. They're looking to get this one done in 2 as Christian has an AWP of his own. Heavily over towards B. AWP trained behind the molly. No one risking it as they will drop the smoke. So being very diligent here, G2, not wanting to give up a pick and more utility behind it so they can't get pounced upon. We've seen Rops go for some cheeky plays. He likes to drop his lurk smoke and even pushed into it quite aggressively. This time, we'll just be putting on the brakes. Waiting out this smoke, so they really want the pick here on B. They might get it.
Yes. Jax has got some info. It's a double SMGB hold. I mean, I'd be definitely feeling the threat now, and Nico's trying to bail them out. Oh, we get dinked by Carrigan, but the fact he lives on could enable him to throw out that util. Jax, what are you doing? He's just walked out the doors. Bemis gets the frag he was dreaming of. Nico, however, makes something out of nothing. Hunter fully flashed. He should go down to...
Oh my God.
There we go. And Mousesports now in prime position. Next are even caught on the long flank. Kenny, no longer a question of winning the round. It's a question of holding on to his AWP. Can we think about that one a little more? Can I maybe skybox Jax's death? What was he doing?
I think he was just trying to get there to help Nico as quickly as possible, but with that SMG, you can just see the range was not on. I think that was it, because Nico was put under pressure. He was dinked, like you pointed out, and at that point, Jax just trying to help the hemorrhage for the mid to B play. But look at this. They know that Kenny has the AWP, and they're not actually chasing. So allowing Kenny to carry this one through is going to be some real problems for them going into the next round of play. But that was the B lean, right? They did put pressure on that side, and it was successful. So we need to see if this is a continued decision from Mousesports. We've spoken about the CT hold of G2, the fact that they have one player towards long. That's Nexa. They have Nico to help him fortify that at the start of rounds, with Kenny to oversee on the AWP. The money at this point, probably not going to warrant a buy. Hunter can invest in a rifle. Jax would probably do the same. Nexa and Nico don't have enough. So let's see how conservative G2 want to be, because they are in pursuit of Mouse. We're up to 11 rounds now. And I would like to see Nuke. We saw some very good things out of Mousesports. Nuke, they actually beat Astralis. It was a close map for G2 yesterday just to get to this position against North. Really liked the way that Nico was handling a lot of the aggressive plays on his CT side of Nuke and Yard. He had Kenny as the AWP to help him out. And they will take a timeout to discuss their options. It feels like they've bled through their timeouts quite early, G2. They've only got one left after this, and it feels like there's a lot of rounds still to be played in map number 2. What is the scores on the doors? Frozen and BMAS having great games. 18 kills apiece. 14 for Rops, 13 for Carrigan. Chris J down the bottom there on 8. We've got 16 for Nexa, 11 apiece for Kenny and Nico, 9 for Hunter and Jax on 8 kills. But you're right, if Nico does wake up and take over this game, could be all over for Mousesports. Let's get back underway. They're brought in behind this. Flashes are good. Kenny will not re-peek, and long control is gifted to Mouse. Do they want to take it? Looks like they do.
Okay, well, a couple of threats then. Nico does get perfectly flashed.
That was stylish.
You see that? You see
Nice
the tail.
movement.
Yeah. Getting away. And they smoke the long corner with long control. This does force Kenny off the line and enables them to clear pit safely. So they can report nobody has info long. And that seems to be all they desired. They were waiting for the re-aggression. They can't confirm mid-push. There is a Rops battle that Jax does not need to be taking there. Tagged down. And he's taking damage too. And in fact, what? He's lost the jewel.
Through the car, yeah.
Just spams him out. Takes his head off. That's a huge victory. I wonder if Nico's going to do the old-fashioned one-way on that ramp walk up. You haven't seen that in some time. Do you remember? I was thinking about
drop it in the corner of the site and jump onto that box, right?
I think that was how it worked.
Well, either way, they're under a lot of pressure right now because they force-sport in this situation. That's what they took the time out to discuss. They've already lost their biggest gun. Yeah,
and it's going to be awkward to retrieve with Frozen's presence long. Double smokes on the cross, but it's a B finish. I love it. The CTs are going to get super sketched out. Hunter's not even looking. Oh, Karrigan, bit of a miss there. Hunter's going to punish you for that. Bemis is the one to make things better. And now, with 20 seconds, it has to be the B finish. It's only Jax, and he was tagged. Surely not. He's got one. Confirms the bomb's tunnels. It's Chris J charging in. Nexa recovering an AK. He has to get onto the site. Oh! He's hit a fantastic reaction onto Frozen. Knows Chris is left. He's making plenty of sound, and it's Chris with a quick reaction.
Jesus.
Elevated, hard adjustment. Chris J saves Mouse and puts the 12th on the board as well. That was a force by Chad. And now G2, this spells serious trouble. They practically have to give the 13th. Maybe even the 14th is going to be up for question. This is Frozen winning the most important duel of all. Even a second for measure.
Yeah, this could have been even cleaner from Mousesports as well because the strat that was called was perfect. Karrigan should have had them booked there. Hunter in the back not going down. And as we mentioned after map number 1, that pivot round where Hunter got 2 kills with the UMP that broke the bank balance for Mousesports late. Well, the same now for G2. They opted for the force buy. It fell flat, and now they're just with these pistols, and you're right. The next buy is not going to look fantastic. That's what should be on for the 13th here, is they will just go for a slow default, want to find out whatever they can. They've seen one over towards short. There's utility to trap them on in. That stack will have to be dismantled. Pushing the mid doors, that was Jax. He's dealt with ease, and Karrigan knew that there were players towards Cat. Long control has been taken, and because there's no Deagles right now in play, I wouldn't be so worried. Mousesports can just scuttle up long. They don't know what they're working with. Karrigan might get swarmed in middle, though.
Ooh. Ooh, so many targets. It's a juicy affair for Karrigan. He gets 4 of the 5 necessary. But it does put an AK-47 into the hands of Hunter, who skedaddles out of there.
Those are 2 good kills, though. Look at the Mousesports bank balance. It's not great. They actually haven't been able to build too much right now. So if Hunter can do more damage or hold on to this, that's a big win. And the reason I say that is because if G2 do win the next gun round and start coming back into this game, it won't take a lot to break Mousesports. So maybe that'll have ramifications in future rounds, but we have to wait and see, as Mousesports will be getting the 13th. 13-7 now, a bit of a stalemate here. You can see Hunter, he's not moving from that brick box. The players on A from Mousesports, they're happy just to hold on to their guns as well. The financial situation has been pointed out.
And if you're looking for more Counter-Strike, don't fear. Not only do the potential for a 3rd map here, should Mousesports convert this last 3 rounds needed. Not only that, but we get to see Big Clan and NIP battling it out today as well in another elimination game. So lots to be looking forward to. 13-7 the scoreline. G2 have had a quiet start to their defense. It was the first 2 rounds from the 10-5 half. And with it being a 10-5 half, you can definitely do the maths nice and easy yourself as to how successful of a T-side Mousesports are having. Couple of absence flashbangs. In fact, I'm seeing only 3 for the entirety of the defense here. So G2 will be looking to find impact with their guns, with the stop mollies. Mousesports starting off with a default spread. I say default, look how much short control Karrigan demand. They've actually got a very fast smoke, T-smoke, thrown up on short, which enables them to progress nicely. Do see the utility deployed that... it's gonna hurt though. Bemis catching that nade right on the nose.
I was going to say they're committing, but no, they've just isolated the fact there's a player towards spawn. That's going to force him back towards A, and they're going mid to B off of this. It's going to be the B split again. They want to punish Jax.
Oh no, it's Hunter this time though. He's all alone. Jax is on long. Nico caught through the smoke. Karrigan keeps finding something. And Jax is going around the world. Nexa wants to punish. Uh-oh, this is huge. This is huge. Nexa doesn't pull the trigger, but Jax does. Jax overcommit now. Perhaps Nexa would get away. A 3-on-3. Where's the bomb going, B? Nexa's so detached. Kenny's the question mark. Hunter, what are you made of here? It's Robs. Hunter's got the crosshair placement, gets the first, knows there's a second. Frozen's dealt with him on the cross. A great shot. Kenny may have won the round with that.
That's been heard.
Bemis doesn't have the element of surprise. Does have the aim.
Oh my
God, he tried it. That would have been something. The transfer onto Nexa doesn't quite connect, but Bemis, you madman. He's still got a shot. The doors have swapped. Nexa will have eyes on the cross, and so he opts for the doors instead, hoping that Nexa is the one to close the gap. He'd need a one-shot headshot and timing just as he looks away. Okay. But can I just say that not many players go for a transfer like that,
Not
Bemis.
a 180
A 180
swing.
long range.
Imagine if he hit that.
I mean, I would have actively broken the eardrums of our listeners, and I'd be apologizing.
That would have been some wild scenes. This is a great shot from Kenny. Not flustered. But Bemis didn't trust himself here. We will get it from Nex's POV. Looks away, not quite sure where he could be coming from. And it looked like he was just going to tuck in towards Car and hope that Nex would take that space towards B, give himself a fortified duel, but not to be the case. As G2 now, they look to bounce back. Scout for Kenny. MP9 for Jax. Pie not looking fantastic for Mouse either. Rops onto a Deagle and a Galil for Frozen. And once again, over towards B with heavy presence in the upper tunnels. Karrigan's found a lot of success getting out those mid doors. Drops a smoke, feigns the cat control with that Molotov. Nobody with eyes over towards Long. Exchanges in, so a lick of damage onto Frozen. Now they're just set up to pounce on towards B, so it's likely we see a smoke through. This is a great weapon for the job here from Jax, though. The MP9 might spam them down.
Yeah, and the nade doesn't look bad to soften him up. Does find Chris. Jax biding his time and actually does catch a good timing. Oh, just finding the bomb as well. He wasn't anticipating Frozen, but he's got the info and the frag. Jax, that is a round. That's the 9th practically delivered on a silver platter. Just have to find the cherries on top, and it's Bemis and Karrigan that will try and deter. Jax's presence has completely destabilized this, and Bemis is trying to bail them out. They can't afford to let this round slip away here, G2. They have no excuse. Jax has found them so much impact. Karrigan will be planting safe. And Bemis, he's no slouch. They don't have flashes, just the one. And, well, it's enough to get Kenny into the site. And Nexa and Kenny pulling the right triggers at the right time. That's a round. That's 9. And that's Jax finding impact.
Good awareness there from G2 as well, just in that situation. B retakes can tend to get out of control, but as that bomb's going down, they know they can isolate some space, so using the flash not to go for the kills, but just to take territory back as we get the replay here of Jax, and that's a huge maneuver. You could see the buy was not great. He did the best he could with very little, and it was fantastic. So that's the type of impact they're going to be needing from Jax here if they want to head over towards this B bomb site some more. Will be Mousesports down to pistols now, and G2 have a real opportunity to get back into the game. Be Deagles for 3 of them. Frozen and Chris just on the Glock. So Molotov from Nico there. Doesn't land as deep as he probably wanted, but he can deal with this, pushing up close and personal. Might get a spam down. A second Molotov will segregate the pack, and there it is. Look at that, holding the trigger down. 3 easy kills for Nico. Loving that on the stat lines as it will just be Karrigan. He's in the side. I say just Karrigan. He does get the kill onto Kenny. The Deagle at range is good. That shot onto Nico is better.
Jesus, Karrigan.
Frozen's even got the bomb, so... Oh, never mind.
Karrigan just took a 3rd and a rifle. He could be on for an ace here. With only a Desert Eagle, doesn't adjust to Nexa in time. But damn, Karrigan, individual prowess, he's definitely sharp.
What's he
Spending
rocking?
his time in the DMs, 22 frags. He's kept up, he's caught up with Rops and Bemis.
Yeah, leading the charge. Good
Look
stuff.
at his 2nd shot. That crosshair doesn't need to move a muscle. Bang!
A lot of the plays that Mousesports have made happen here is because Karrigan has made a couple of risks, like out mid, catching players off guard with the misdirection of their smokes. If that slows down, they need someone else on Mousesports to wake up. That's going to be a 4-man alien. It's the all-in long. It's the right call here from G2.
The molly will be there. Info that there's someone. Oh, Hunter's been spotted. Chris J will go look in. The flashes catch him. And Hunter will eventually go down. Rops does catch Nexa on the gap of the smoke. Early casualties for G2 to overcome now. Kenny already getting a little bit of pressure. He's so concerned about short. He's dropped his smoke and will use it to peek long. Chris sets up in the pit. If he gives Kenny anything, he can start running with a round. And that's a hard shot to hit. A quick jiggle from Chris. Confirms there's an AWP blocking down long. They have 2 smokes. It's on Chris and Bemis. Chris can throw 1 from pit, and that's what he's doing. Nothing long. They plan to finish there all the same. Kenny really is taking some risks here. So convinced it's not going to be the long finish. But But now there's a bit of a double pump. It will be a single smoke. And second on the fly, Kenny. I like the peek.
Oh, he's going to do it too.
This is it, and that could very well be the round. That's 14 now locked in. Valiant attempt. They took their time. Mousesports were not going to give Kenny what he wanted there.
Well, the bomb will go down here, and one of the keys that I'd love to highlight from that round was something we were speaking about as a G2 strength. We were saying in the desk segment before that G2, when they're defending their long, they like to drop a smoke off of that telephone pole that drops to help give them a wall. Now, the Ts normally would drop a smoke here, which would make the wall with the CT smoke. Now, this round's about to start playing out. We do have a lot of time thanks to that round from Mousesports. Now, check this out. I'm going to pause this in multiple different occasions. You're going to see where these smokes land. So Hunter has the first spawn. He's dropped that early. You're about to see that bloom, okay? So this smoke here will be used with a T smoke to create a wall. But right now, we don't see a T smoke whatsoever. That's not on the board. Play this through. Look at the T smoke. I don't know if this is intentional or is a missed throw. But what's happened here is it's landed deeper, which is segregated. That means the car player cannot now spot and try and take Chris out. Look how Chris goes for the fight. He pivots so deep to go for this fight, and it's actually segregated the CT defense instead. They were split between this smoke here. It was fights on this side and fights on this side of the smoke, so they couldn't help one another. I don't know if that was intentional from Mouse, but if it was, that was bloody genius.
Yeah, really just forces you into the line and the gap of the CT smoke thrown. It's cool, and it's the final timeout of G2. G2 took Mouse's pick away from them, and Mouse are in prime position to do it right on back.
That was a much-needed risk there from Kenny. You could see almost catching a player with a smoke out. And if he's able to get one, probably dips away, gives them an opportunity to go for that type of a round, but it's not to be the case. And 14-10. Lots of things to discuss in this timeout. And it isn't the Nico show. It's Nexa leading the charge 23. And now would be the time to have the Kovac cousins step up in a big way. But I think Mousesports have a very well-handled T-side. We've seen a lot of good looks, a lot of misdirection from the smokes that spaded out their rotations. They've been looking the wrong way. They've been caught with their backs turned. This is a really, really well-refined looking Mousesports on the T side, as it is potentially do or die here for G2 in map number 2. Scout, CZ, and then 3 rifles. 4-man lean again towards A as they now start their descent back down through CT spawn to fortify middle and the B bomb site, probably just boosting Nico up here. He can help out mid to B. Kenny can now make his way back over towards A and use the scout like an AWP, probably from the car position or the A ramp. They've locked down long. They're putting a lot of faith in Hunter. All he has is a CZ75 and 1 flash on the B bomb site. So if it is a mid to B or if it is a B finish, I don't fancy his chances.
That's the cool, we saw it from Sunny in the ends game. Little curveball Molotov. Short control. Carrigan demands it, and even throwing out a very fast smoke to keep Kenny on his toes. Beamer's working middle. Nico was boosted for this very purpose. We'll be able to see over the smoke.
Frozen's the only one with a molly for him as well, so he might get a couple.
Timing's everything when he looks. Second smoke. That's his chance, and that's the bomb. He confirms it now, extinguishes the smoke, or rather the molly. He actually gets Beamus. Didn't think he'd have the line of sight. Nico, what a thorn in their side. Next has been found, but they came in a pair, came in a pack, and he's pushing onto Chris J. It's a risk from Jax, but it's good pressure. Naded down to 3 HP. Jax needs a reload. Drops has been jiggled out. He wins his first duel. Kenny upgrades from a scout to an AWP. Bomb on Xbox. He can smoke and retrieve that. Robs, for some reason, I feel like it's winnable, but he's only got 15 seconds. He'd have to be planting real quick. And Nico was holding his cross. Lovely play from Nico. That round is his. He catches 3 on the mid-split B. And that, I mean, Hunter, faith in his cousin there.
Yeah, and well combined, I think, with the long push. So Nico did a great job to slow them down. That bottlenecked them, and then the long push coming in meant there was no options. Low on time, Mousesports drop another, and G2 stay alive. But is it enough? Because with that round win, not too many players living. They will have to opt in with an average purchase again. MP9, the AWP at least. Same thing for Mousesports, though. Frozen onto a Deagle, a Galil for BMAS. Both teams are working with very little here. The seesaw of the economy back and forth. Neither team really edging ahead in this one. But it's a predominant B lean again, Alex. They've dropped out a limp smoke. They want to keep the pressure on this B bomb site.
Yeah, could work out as well. Hunter, ooh, he's nearly caught Rops in the smoke. It's Carrigan using that tracer fire. He will get dunked, but it costs Jax his life. Nico onto Frozen. Now needs to address B. The bomb hasn't crossed, and maybe Nico can do something about that. No, Beamus has got across now. It's It's awkward for G2. This feels like 15. Rops is in such a prime position to punish Nico's window swing. And he does.
Oh!
Nico, what an adjustment. Now it gets awkward for Chris and Beamers. Chris detached. Kenny not ready, but a miss from Chris. Now he can adjust. He hits the shot. He's out of the sight. He can't confirm it. Yeah, he's going to have to save, and the defuse can come in. Nico hiding just in case Chris is holding the window position, but the defuse will come in from Nexa. And that is one very safe round for the G2 squad, just determined by Nico. I thought Rops had more than one there.
He's going to be kicking himself.
I'd like to see it again, because I think Nico really must have been adjusting. It's not what he was pre-aiming. But round 27 will be closing the gap. G2 find 12, and Mousesports perhaps.
Yikes.
Not out of the woods yet.
They did so much. A freebie through the smoke onto Hunter. Rob's pushing forward with his lurk smoke as well, catching off the second B defender. And then it falls apart. You are going to be very upset with that if you were Mouse. That should have been the 15th every day of the week.
Yeah.
Some missed shots, maybe some nerves starting to play in here. They will be able to buy again. They do have this AWP, and there's Rops, the hero and the villain in the same round. Saw the risk that he took, pushing into the site, zigzagging through the smoke to avoid the bullets. Yeah, close but no cigar. Foreheads all being pressed.
Bemis is playing with the flaps on his monitor.
I put mine on at home too. I don't know why.
You play with the flaps?
I don't know why I put them on. Look, I need the blinders. Yeah, that's the one. I don't know why I put them on. They just look cool. Plus, it's my white monitor, so I thought, you know,
yeah,
why
they
not?
do look badass, but helps you focus on the screen, perhaps. I mean, I'm easily distracted, so maybe like legit might help.
But with a crowd, I know there's no crowd at the moment. Maybe it's great.
Let's get it in. Chris J is going for a long peek, and he'll be met by Force. Flashed off. Kenny would be re-peeking into Chris, and they've got perfect util. A flash followed by a smoke after Kenny would have taken his shot. And Mouse, with what is 2 AKs and an AWP, are all set up with util on short. Kenny's not there to hold it. They've got a double long hold, and already util being dropped. Kenny's nade looked destined for success, but he's flubbed it.
He's not in position just yet. Well, now that Nico's tucked in towards the round, oh dear, I do not like this whatsoever.
Yeah, they got the setup. They got the setup they need. Takes a pot shot, flashing above for Nico. And now he can peek up. Oh, Bemis maybe making a round now. Kenny finds Frozen. The bomb's on Carrigan, still waiting to get that down. The molly buying time. And here he goes. Smokes start to fade. Bombs being planted. A nade might do some significant damage, but it's not enough to take him down as he crosses into that smoke. And now, be cautious of your right push. He's got a teammate for that. Kenny starting this retake. Mousesports, this could be such a big win. Chris has already found one. Carrigan swings out. They're punishing here. Kenny's hit a good shot, but I'm afraid he's left alone to his own devices, and Mousesports have found themselves the 15th.
You know what's insane about that round? It's not how picture perfect that execute was. It was the fact that Mousesports did a buy by leaving themselves just under 2K on the majority of their players other than Bemis, knowing with the loss bonus in the next round, they'd be able to buy again. So this was only a half crack. You know, they've gone in, we'll give it a try. If it works, it works. If it doesn't, we could buy again in the next round. And they've been able to pick up the 15th in style. And now the money, look at it for G2. Operating with almost nothing going into what could be the final round of play, round 28. Oh dear. G2, through Nico's brilliance, did such a good job to get back into the mix, and here it's just been stolen. Nice little pocket execute coming out here from Mousesports to get them the much needed round, and now it's just one more against 2 Deagles. CZ, the AWP that Kenny saved, and a FAMAS. It's not looking good. It's looking like map 3. What can Kenny do? He needs to be a hero right now for G2. Posted forward over towards Catwalk. Did not want to go down to an execute like that again.
No, thank you.
Has Nico with him. So if Carrigan goes alone, he might just get swung on by multiple G2 members. Rops dealing with the upper dark push. It's something that G2 used to love doing. Late upper tunnels pushes. No presence towards long whatsoever right now as Bemis is starting to take a bit of a glance in towards the long doors. But here's where we need to keep our eyes. Flash forward, looking for info. G2 find nothing.
Have to set themselves up so well for success. Carrigan's out mid. Jax is trying to pressure that, but he would be walking into a Chris J. Oh, great shot. And another mid-round aggression. Kenny's found Bemis. Uh-oh, Hunter under scrutiny. Rops is going to throw out his own smoke off the Hunter. But I think that's enough to deter them. They found themselves the opening picks. Yeah, well, Chris just couldn't swing on Jax after losing his teammate to the great Deagle shot of the Frenchman.
He's hanging around. Crazy. 40 seconds.
Yeah, the bomb's at top cap.
So much room.
Oh. You heard him. Kenny tucking in. Chris likely to punish. Frozen and Rob suddenly fragging. Is this how it ends? Surely not. The bomb's top cat. They're just getting out-dueled here. 24 seconds. They don't know where they're going. Jax is pushing the tunnels. Nico taking a chance and it's paid off. He's got the bomb loose again. 15 seconds.
We're dark.
Jax, all you have to do is stop the plant. Robs is going to get it down. 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, and...
Oh!
Gets it down in the perfect last second.
So close again.
This is a nasty way to watch a Dust 2 end.
There's a kit here, so there's somewhere for him to start. If you can find it, it's just in the corner, I think, to his left. Has the AK. Oh, the kit's in spawn.
Oh yeah, CT spawn, that's not fun. Doesn't have the time anymore. Frozen confirms it, the two of them making it a full ace. Frozen triple, Rob's a double. That's one way to take your opponent's map pick against them. To separate G2 and Mouse, we need a third.
Flash. G2 have got 5 sets of Kevlar, so happy to take the fights on this. They're actually operating a Flash. G2 have got 5 sets of Kevlar, so happy to take the fights on this. They're actually operating with 2 decoys as well. No kit. Squeaky's blown open, and they're straight into top.
Yeah, they've got so much space here. Nice call. Bomb's not to be planted just yet. That's Frozen working on that now. And he disappears off into the hut, so lobby held. Rops shows his face and takes Jax out. This is a great start for Mouse, and they'll flash off and go. It's not even a flash, it's a decoy, but it will turn the players all the same. They're holding it from Hut. The frags favor Bemis, Chris J, Mousesports in general. All of the frags going their way. They're low, but it's only Nico. Rob's playing the safe game. He's even working on the flank should he need to. That is enough.
Easy. Good work here from Mousesports to kick things off in style, riding the high of that map win of Dust 2. Stealing that away from G2, not letting it being netted up in 2. And Nico, couple of shots exchanged with Rops. They're both more than happy to survive. Nico carries that Kevlar across into the next round for the likely G2 force buy. I think what would be an interesting way to deal with that dynamic of Kenny and Nico towards Yard is to constantly play these rotations. So try and get a man down the vent as often as you can and see just how much scrutiny that puts G2's rotations under. That might be a key from Mousesports. And we know that Rops has a couple of little tricks. He likes to poke his head out.
Yeah, I mean, look, they've set him up for success again. He's just gets to rock a full AK-47 into round 2, and he works ramp very, very clinically. They're going for the Yard smokes.
Bit of a gap.
And Nico confirms that there's one across. Much more where that came from. You got 1 bullet left in that deagle. You want to use those carefully, sir. They get across. Nico's speculative shots have connected nothing. And now Mousesports descending towards the lower site, or at least taking this much control. Hunter in the vents. They've got 3 players down here already.
This is going to be carnage one way or another.
Yeah, I mean, a pivot top site would be a dream call.
Kenny has another smoke on the lower bomb side as well, so they can really bottleneck Mousesports in towards Secret if he drops that now. Not opting to do so. He's actually going to be mollied out of position, so he has to extinguish, and that doesn't help them.
I thought he hit that. Kenny sticking around. It forces an 8 out of them, a minimum. Good damage inflicted. Oh, Carrigan, he's about to have a field day with his SMG. Shut down by Kenny. Now 4 versus 3, 50 seconds. Where's the bomb going now? Bemis and Chris J, the ones to make the decision. He's looking at vents. It's a vent to top take, perhaps. No one has the info. Chris is trying to take the bomb up Secret. Yeah, it will be that top finish. Nico is on Heaven, Nexa on Hearts. He'll have a powerful position to deny this as they head from main. Nico spotting them, spots the bomb as well. It's basically confirmation. He even re-peeks into Rops. That was the AK. Nexa, perfect. Just needs Bemis now, and he's on main, already found. They got the numbers. They got the round here. The flash is good, but taking a bit of flak already. Kenny goes down. They're up the vents. Bemis just looking for survival here, and Nico denies that. He'll grab as whatever he can find. It's an AK there, 1 main for a Galil, and even scavenging an MP7. That dream for G2 of a second round conversion there.
Really quite strange that that smoke of Kenny actually drew them towards the window side. I thought once you see the CTs drop a smoke like that, grab the other territory and see what you can do, but they were actually able to make that one work. So, flustered scenes for Mousesports in the early stages, and they want to bounce back with a force buy of their own. Deagle, CZ, scout for Chris J. Let's see if they can take it to G2. Nico postured up with that AK-47, of course. Might have a couple of one-taps on the cards here.
Late smokes, they get across. It's just the one, parking Carrigan into that lower site. Good shooting. Nico taps at the unawares frozen. He even confirms that Bemis is hunting for action yard. Nico very well to stand his ground and actually take another before the Chris J scout could connect. It makes it all the more difficult for Chris.
Yeah, Carrigan went down with the secret control as well, so G2 have this well handled. The force by a mouse falling flat. Kenny would have to offer his life up here.
Doesn't need to keep moving. He'll get Robs walking into his crosshair. It's a perfect park now. He can just chill. Chris likely will be pre-aiming this, but it was a duel that favors the Kenny S, especially now that Robs has gone down. That's Kenny's frag. So, all done and indeed dusted. A bit of scavenging going down, but no one finding an upgrade. G2 convert against the force buy. It will be the eco now for Mouse to put 3 on the board.
Okay, so that one there, you can just see what we're talking about with the presence in Nico towards Yard. It was only 2 kills, but he completely stifled any room that they wanted to take before it got out of control. He didn't let them get to Warehouse. He didn't let them play with the control of Yard. And Hunter picking up Carrigan on his descent down towards Lower was huge as well. So as we get this underway, I think this one might be a bit of a clean sweep. Rush, who'd you predict for this one, mate?
I predicted Mousesports for this one.
Okay, I think Alex and I did the same.
Yeah, well, let's see how it's going to go. It looks a bit dicey here with the pistols. The Glocks only, Chad. You don't want to see this.
You never want to see it.
But look, Carrigan is down lower. The Observer will switch to him now as he might get a plant. And Robs also got one here as well, so it's looking dicey. The timing.
Yeah,
it's not good, but
do
Robs.
something with that. There you go.
There you go.
All right, well, good plant and good pointing out there, Rush. Good looking out. Hope you're keeping well in the Observer room. Hope they're feeding you. Hope they're watering you.
Yeah, it's pretty good down here. I like it.
It's crazy how there's a basement like 10 floors under the ESL studio that they lock him in every night.
That elevator takes forever.
Yeah, that one's a bit archaic, but let's focus here because G2, they're up against the buy now as Chris did a good job alongside of BMS there to get at least 1 kill with the Glocks, the bomb going down, and another frag onto Hunter there is a decent eco. It was just Glocks, so you're really happy with that one, actually.
You take those, you take a plant, you take an extra $800 each. Means everyone gets everything they desire, plus change. Change on the menu for Mouse as well. It'll be hard for Carrigan taking a glance. Next up, set up on the rafters nicely. They will potentially mop off him out.
I like that. They know that Rops likes to play sneaky beaky around that vent smoke, so they're just spamming through, seeing if they can do any damage, but it is set up for a top hit.
Yeah, he's going to be mollied off the hut. No one's there. Nexa not burning. He can do damage from here, a lot of it. And Hunter stops them initially, hoping not to be checked, but Bemis very thorough. Oh, what an adjustment. The pre-fire through the smoke. Nico loses his head. Bemis taking this round. It's 3 kills for the new addition to Mouse, and wow. That's enough to cause Kenny to save immediately. Jax is heading to ramp to find safety.
That's just giving me flashbacks, Alex. I think the first few times we saw Bemis in this roster after Woxic was put on the bench and released from the team, we did see on this exact map him being sent in as the entry piece and doing similar fragging duties as that. Just mopping them up into the site. You know the execute's good, and I believe at the time we spoke about it, he was in FaZe, a team where he wasn't given the roles that he wanted. He was only a stand-in over there, and now he's been used by Carrigan, obviously someone who gets the experience of rebuilding teams, using players that are absolute best, and just throwing in this youngster with mechanical brilliance, with a fantastically well-drilled execute behind it and going, go kill. And he does exactly that here.
All of them, including that. It was just a couple of tracer shots, maybe the call as well, but dreamy from Bemis. That's a 3K that wins the round, and Carrigan doesn't have to do much more. Mission accomplished, closing the gap, 3-2. Final map first. Game of the day. Want to join over on the fan cams? I recommend it. IEM.gg/fancam if you want to join. I miss having crowds, dude. What's Kenny up to?
Has he timed out? Yeah, he's timed out. Oh. They're calling this one off, maybe. I'm not sure if they'll continue because damage has already been done.
Inflicted.
Look like Kenny's back in the server now, but maybe just an alt-tab, maybe a bit of lag right there. Regardless, that's going to be an awkward one because I think G2 would have been calling for it. And they're the ones to find the opening frag. So we'll just play to the whistle here.
Yeah, and one would assume that it was Rops pushing in as well, so odd. Carrigan, oh, that's a great catch from Kenny. He actually wants more here, and respect, he hit that flick, but it actually does cost him his life. Chris gets tagged to 15 of a crazy wrist breaker from Kenny.
Hunter taking a lot of space here as well.
Yeah.
Mouse would have to be very good to win this round.
Especially considering that Jax is... Ooh, did he get spotted? No, he didn't. And so he can frag out both. Lovely play from Jax. Just emerges from his hidey hole, getting himself a double. Frozen yet to frag. Some financial damage could definitely be the name of the game here. Ah. Nico, perfect. The shot keeps moving. That's a 5th death for poor old Frozen. Jax getting a crucial double kill as well.
Now, if I'm Mousesports, I'm extremely frustrated about how that round started, but it's happened now, and I think the idea is just make sure you can shake that one off. That was the maneuver of Rops there. We've seen that one plenty of times. Loves to limp the smoke and nade out towards Squeaky, and Hunter was ready for it. So they're prepared for the moves of Rops, and if they can negate him, he has not had a game where he's popped off with 30, like we've seen for them in many of the Mousesports victories. So if they keep Rops quiet, someone else has to fill the feed in terms of fragging output, as Mousesports will buy again. Well blocked smokes. Kenny held at bay. Nico to play around that. Frozen needs to still find some impact here, and limping out top will be Carrigan. They're just going to walk in.
Nexa, he hears it. He's been found. Oh, great shooting. Nexa anticipates the push. Bemis, he's still alive. He's been very good into the sights, but he has to overcome a serious man disadvantage, especially now Frozen's been found. Oof. It's only the one, the Galil, just not quite the weapon for the job. G2 5, Mousesports 2. And timeout time.
Perfect time. I think, yeah, still the ramifications being battled of just the poor scenario a little bit earlier means take your time, take a deep breath, maybe just have everybody sit there and reflect for 30 seconds. I don't think there's too much to talk through. You're only 7 rounds deep in the first half here of map number 3. I'm sure Carrigan's playbook isn't empty just yet. This is more about a breather, I think, as the timeout now has almost transpired. You can see the scores on the doors. That's Frozen who we're talking about with only 5 ADR, Carrigan with only 1 kill. Bemis having a lot of success on that entry towards top.
I mean, he's responsible for half of their rounds so far. Admittedly, it sounds more dramatic than it is, but that's why stats aren't the only thing you should be looking at. Context is key.
Okay, well, the Kovac cousins doing well. 8 apiece for them in this early little venture into Nuke. Kenny already has 4 assists.
So only because I watched some Netflix show called Altered Carbon, I think it's Kovac.
Ah, the Kovac.
Give it a ch, but okay. I could be corrected on Twitter, I'm sure.
I'm good at the chizzes.
Yeah, so give that a whack if we want to whip out a Kovac again. I'll get confirmation from Yanko. Later, Kenny elevated on the box. Carrigan does well to scout that out without the cost of his life. He wants yard presence to be noted. He doesn't want the CTs flanking up fast. Maybe Frozen parked to hold the push eventually. Playing with fire. Some of those tracer shots, of course, the M4A1 much more reliable in taking safe sprays and smokes. Mousesports are just hoping that they get given something here. It is just the deco. 4 of the 5 players equipped with the $700 sidearm. G2 not giving up anything. Carrigan walks out. Held by Hunter. Trying to hit the hard shot. And well, Kenny, Nexa, and Hunter all respond to his walk.
Yeah, just doing the standard, whittle down the CT utility, keep the economy in check, and hope you can find a frag. Worst case, you get nothing. Best case, you get that bomb down and a couple of kills.
He's within the 1 dig range now. Jack still stands his ground, though. Doesn't want to concede, and look how well he's played that. Neat and tidy against the deco from Jack's ramp hold. Good to see. A crucial test for him passed.
Yeah, they might think better of heading over towards his side of the map after a round like that.
And we have seen Frozen apply for the Secret Service. 007, Mousesports. Absent a fragger at the moment. Coming into the next weapon round, I'm sure Frozen will be looking to shake it off. Taylor Swift will be proud.
One of the keys for an individual like Frozen has been in his resurgence as an individual, some of these clutches. They need to get him into a mid-round to really see his impact. And right now, it's yard control.
And I love a bit of this, especially when the AWP starts popping off on red. But he's gone a bit deeper, and that might catch Frozen off guard. He's actually heard it. He's going to molly Kenny out. Molly, Molly, yikes. Kenny's forced to smoke it. That's a lot of his damage done. 80 health lost for Kenny. They're coming back towards Jax on ramp, and the nade's good. Very good. Good angle for the first. Is he going to stand, or is he going to get pre-fired? Bemis will get him. Okay, so Mouse have got something. They've got a good part of the map. Rop's parked in lobby for the push. Who's lower? It's only Kenny, and he was tagged up heavy by the Molly. He's holding just one door of ramp, and he could catch Chris. Nice stuff from Kenny S here. Window broken. Bemis pushing. Kenny readjusting. Bomb lost on the ramp. And it's an advantage for Kenny. I don't know if you're aware, but Bemis's legs would be visible before Bemis got any info.
Yeah, he thinks better of that duel, but they don't have a smoke for the door. They don't have a Molotov for the stairwell. And they've got 37 seconds remaining, but it would mean they'd have to bait them into a couple of fights here. Rop's just trying to show himself. So they've thrown a flash into the door. It's closed. Nobody's home. There's the Molotov that they found in transition, so Kenny might want to pick into this. Getting the bomb down would be nice. Closing, opening, back and forth we go. Got the bomb down at least.
These guys are set up for success here. Maybe Bemis and Rops have got something to say. Yeah, they do. One frag at least. Bemis to clutch. He's got 3 to find, and if he finds Nico cleanly, he could have had a shot. He does get jeweled out by Nexa, and so it will be another. Put on the board nicely for G2. That's 7 to Mousesports 2. CT side locking them down, not giving them too much room. And Kenny S gets credit as well for that frag onto Chris. That was the bomb delivered, and you can see how much money they're building now. I just saw 13 grand on Nico.
Yeah, problems here for Mouse.
Just haven't got enough kills.
It was competitive in the early stages, but now it feels like there's been some energy sucked out of the room. Frozen with that prowess towards Yard. He did good damage onto Kenny, but still went down to Nico, who was pushed forward as part of that Yard control. And Mousesports with the plant will be able to buy once more, but it's not great. Christian is a scout. AKs for the rest of them, but at this point with that 13k that you were talking about, would have been on the back of Kenny. He just had to reinvest in some utility. They're looking really good, G2. Secret wall smokes are out. Silent as you like as they cross behind them, but they will have to deal with Nico, who has already rotated towards lower. I think he's dropped his smoke. That's going to be clearing probably the next 10 or so seconds, but they've been able to get some space.
Yeah, and that's step 1.
Look at all the nades that G2 still have.
Kenny's got Jax alongside for the ride here. This is a great timing on the push. Chris caught. Another big opening, and they actually dropped 2 incendiaries to stop the bomb retrieval. Hunter's even pushed into the lobby, losing his life. A bit of a risk, not going his way. Kenny continues to take some, but thinking better of it as the flash pours in. He wants to contest this. Sweeping in, does catch a glimpse of the shoulder of Carrigan, but that's Nexa. Perfect timing. They refuse to let go of the accelerator. And this pace, it's really locked them down. They still haven't been able to get that bomb. Chris J's just so mad that he lost it in the fray. Finally, Rops recovers it in the smoke, but damage done. They're knocked off kilter. Into the top site. Heavy rotate lower. Nico and Jax are there. Of course, vent pivot's possible. Next is still on the site. 20 seconds. Oh, that sounded good. Kenny threw the molly, hitting Frozen, and it is just Rops looking to save on that T-roof.
Oh dear. Oh dear, oh dear, oh dear. Mousesports just looking a little bit uninspired right now, and I don't want to dwell on it, but I really do think they're being rattled by that issue that happened earlier in the half.
Yeah, that one round where it was like Rops walking out.
You had Kenny freeze midair, right?
Yeah.
So I think the fact that there was just so much confusion there. But you can see this at lobby aggression, so through Hut and ramp, and it's like barbs on either side. They continue to jab. Kenny picks, Hut picks, Kenny picks again, Hut continues to find frags, and yeah, it's just difficult to work with because lobby, it normally feels like such safe territory. You normally don't expect the CTs to aggress ramp, even though that is becoming more and more popular with the AWP rifle combo. Good way to search for information when you do lose yard control, and Mousesports have taken their second tactical timeout here. Really need to talk through their options.
Yeah, and likely just to try and clear your mind. So the T side would be an integral component as to the victor of this one, and though they have traded map picks, Luke seems very comfortable for G2 at the moment.
So what is it, 3,400 in the next for Mouse, so they're just going to partially buy here. Chris J into a scout, the others have got some upgraded armor with pistols and utility and fast smokes towards Yard again, but Rops has saved AK, needs to make something happen. Only 4 kills, and we mentioned within this tournament he's been a bit of a superstar. Within the top 10 highest rated players so far, but if he goes out here with a whimper, so will Mousesports. They need him, and they need him now, and Frozen still yet to frag. It would be a great time.
Oh, he's actually got a chance. Nico reacts, recovers. P250 takes 95% of Nico's functional health away, but he lives and has his util. Flash for the vent drop, and Hunter actually punishes on that, swinging out from the CT vent. Testing ramp now. Jax has been having a fantastic game holding this. He likes a different off angle every time. This isn't bad. Has to be precise. The spray actually finding Chris. And a quick flick from Kenny does not stop the bomb. Bemis will be looking for the plant here.
Hunter's already down there.
Can he stop it? Bemis planting. He can deny it. That's a huge frag. It will be Rops thrust into a 1 versus 4 that he's swiftly made a little more manageable. Gets the catch onto Hunter. Now looking to punish the push. Nexa missing his shots, but converts eventually. We will see 9 on the board for GU2. Very quick out of the gate on the CT side. Time for the full buy. Got everything they need, of course. Max lost for Mousesports. They have been thrown through a loop 6 rounds in a row for the defense. And Nico, max money throughout. He really has not had to get rid of the AK-47. And I think the AK-47 was the thing that saved him there. If it was an M4 Dink exchange, Frozen might have had a second chance to pull the trigger.
So very big problems as we continue forward. Watching this drought from Frozen. 0-0 and 10 now. Not even assist to his name. Carrigan's quiet as well. Big impact for him on Dust too, and he's only got 2 frags. There's no patterns being established as the push from ramp comes in and Rops falls again. Kenny's found another opening. G2 are just running away with this. If Mounds are unable to post at least 4 or 5 T rounds, this might be quick as you like. The L block smokes are up. What can they do? Footsteps now being made. Kenny repositioning. Nico knows exactly what's happening. 2 players locked in towards Warehouse. Fight your way out of this one.
Powerful position for Nico to hold here. And Kenny in support. What's Carrigan throwing head there? That's actually might be destined for the AWP angle. Nice find from Bemis. Takes down Nico. Crucial opening on the yard position. Jax rotates off as well. You might want to check Bemis out here. Jax has got a really good idea. And he does find the clean headshot. Down to the lower site. Hunter, talking of headshots, is dinked Carrigan, but his weapon stronger. Does find the same shot. Takes Hunter out 3-on-3 against the molly. Jax, oh no, caught in transition. Chris has found another. Looks like Mousesports are set for success here. Only Nexa. He will have to open the door, so perhaps changing his plan, change his route. Carrigan low, coming in on that ramp side.
Look at all the money G2 have to work with here. If I'm Nexa, I give it a crack. I take as many down with me as I can. Has the smoke as well, so if he makes this interesting, gets a kill or 2, the smoke diffuse is possible. There's a kit. Does he want to have a look in here, Nexa? He's parked up. It doesn't look like it. Happy to sit back, but Carrigan with some big impact in this one. Searching forward. What?
He was ready for that, I guess. Carrigan waking up. That's a triple kill from the in-game leader.
Jesus, that was a big shot.
Yeah, you take those. And, well, Mousesports need to take the following 3. Bit more of that. Definitely would help to see Frozen on the board, and I'm sure he's more than capable of finding form should they close this gap. But at the moment, it's just too much. Way too much. Damage inflicted. T-side has been getting more and more leniency, more teams finding more rounds on the attack of Nuke. It just hasn't really shaped up well for the Mousesports squad. Haven't seen him go outside with the outside smokes in some time, and Nico's trying to change things up with a bit of aggression of his own. It is only the first smoke thrown. And I think actually they have deployed the full wall now. Nico will be likely be able to communicate that there's nothing there. And Kenny does pull the AWP onto Carrigan's jiggle. That's the bomb. He immediately gets a molly on it.
Frozen's got one as well, so he's finally on the board here. That's a big scalp in Nico. They've lost their space maker in Carrigan though, so someone else is going to have to fill that duty. Most likely Bemis to go in wide with the entries. Molotovs towards yard as Frozen continues forward. Spam through the smoke. They at least know one's towards main. Territory is taken now.
Molly heaven. Yeah, it's perfect. It means that Frozen knows with certainty there's no one up there. Jax is taking lobby space. This is going to be a big round here. Comes down to Frozen's positioning. And where's the bomb finishing?
Oh, Frozen gets caught out here. It'd be in no man's land. Kenny will clear towards top heaven. Frozen's going to die.
He's so paranoid about that push. Kenny likely going to have a look, and oh dear. That was what they were waiting on. And just as the chaos creates, Jax finds 2. That's perfect timing from G2. Just as you can see, like, okay, so if they were setting up Heaven, where's the rest?
Exactly.
Lingering lobby. Oh, wow. That Counter-Strike definitely is a formula, and G2 definitely seem to have it solved.
You look at the territory that they trade there, right? Like, okay, well, we're going to get pressure from ladder base, from Heaven. They could even clamp in from main. They took away Secret. So at that point, they've just traded sides of the map, and they're hiding in plain sight. They can pivot to fight either the Heaven players, the flanking from ramp, or push into lobby if they need to. And G2, with that clamp, it worked perfectly. Mousesports back against the wall here. 10-3 is the scoreline. The smokes will come out, and they want to just hit topside. Karrigan, the in-game leader, gets an opener.
Here we go. Hunter 1 for 1. Chris takes him out. They have the numbers on the plant. Frozen's already in main. This feels much better. The top takes can definitely work. Early frags onto Nexa and Hunter have put them into good stead. Kenny and Nico forging a path for main. Frozen already finding his first frag of the round, his second in the map. Cleanly finishing off. Nico practically won the round now, as it's just Jax. He was the ramp player, though he does have $7,000 dues. You'd think a bit of damage would be welcome.
Yeah, this is just an odd one. Obviously, because they've had such a great half, it means they're operating with the lowest loss bonus possible, G2. The 1,400 into the bank balance. Jax wants to drop an ult for Kenny. They want to make sure there's a gun for Nico as well. And the thing is, when you're on this knife's edge with the money, of course, Mousesports get the win bonus, but if you take away a couple more guns, it means that they won't be able to invest in such the same way.
So let's see those entry frags. It was Hunter that went down to Chris J, and the rest was just the lockout. Frozen tested twice on main, he passes both of them.
That's going to be good for his confidence, and he needs a couple more of those. Going into the second half, the CT side, Frozen's going to be instrumental. You can see the Mousesport fans there. We don't see him too often, and there's good reason. They haven't won many rounds so far.
But now they got the smiles on their faces, at least. Let's get this one started. Final round, third map of our first half. And Kenny with some aggression. Good flick. Nico found Karrigan and a second as well. They're going to finish this round right here, right now, unless Chris has one of his Chris J rounds. He's definitely capable. Rops as well. He might be walking out of catcher timing here. It's held by Hunter. He's even pre-aiming the rafters. Maybe next, if he peeks in, would have an advantage there. Oh, what a shot. Rops adjusts. Wants to walk in. Hunter was on CT vent. Don't forget, he spots him, though. Rops can take this shot. He's no slouches, Rops. He's made a round out of this. Chris did go down, but Rops has managed to make space for himself.
He knows that Jax plays ramp.
And he silently descends the vent. Jax likely would have to follow. Is he going around the world?
Rops might outplay himself. He has no idea where Jax has been in this round. Very, very silent. So the fact that he's in towards lobby, close towards Squeaky, means he can pivot between both bomb sites very quickly.
It's personal opinion, but I would definitely have almost liked him to have made noise on the vent drop if he was going for this play. But he's continued to be so silent as he procedurally tries to solve the mystery of the missing Jax. He's going round the world heaven, clearing every possibility. Process of elimination, it must be lobby. Could be ramp. That's, of course, where he typically hides.
If he goes up ladder here and then drops down behind the bomb box, he can molly hut, meaning he will be able to get the bomb down, but Jax should pin him in position and has utility of his own. This is timing now.
Spots him, and Jax wins the round. Robs, a huge investment of time, could not convert the final frag. A double is where he stopped. And G2, well, they're set. 11 to Mousesports 4 rounds. Now, winning the pistol makes this game less competitive. We see Mousesports win the pistol. We see them win the first gun. I start a different conversation altogether. I'm sure Chad would too.
Yeah, and I think the way that G2 have been playing in this third map, they've been the ones with their foot on the gas, taking a lot of fights, taking a lot of space. And in the face of Mousesports, I wouldn't be surprised to see them kicking off in style here as Jax has taken space towards Yard. Molotov towards the top side as they wanted to team out Squeaky Door. Down the vent they go.
Fast, and they've already got one down secret too. There's so much lower access. Go on, Rops. Hit us some bangers. That's a start. Nexa loses his head, and they lose the bomb. Karrigan swinging in to punish. Kenny is under a lot of scrutiny, but Karrigan is 2 now. Nico closing the door behind him on Decon. Needs a clean kill. Doesn't have it. Nico makes it a 4v4. And the bomb will be going down. Kenny's going to give that a go. Chris is working down the ramp. Hunter and Jax, a late arrival from the same position. They find Frozen lurking. Oh dear. Bemis and Rops in jeopardy now. He's got pressure from behind him. He has been hitting some good shots, but it's jiggled nicely. Hunter trades And so Bemis, a 1 versus 3. Hunter advancing, and so is Kenny. They will take this duel together. Hunter held at bay, but the bomb will start to slip into the site. Can't contest now. Bemis, he's held by the elevated position of Nico as well as ramp on Hunter. Not going to be easy. They'd have to give him a way in.
This would be a clutch beyond his years here.
This is Snacks. Big Apple hungry moment. He's not going to have it at all. Nico just blows his head off and we are sorted.
Oh dear, all right. Well, Mousesports, the balance of their game rests on this round. Do you force buy? Do you go all in? Do you take it to G2? It looks like they will. Carrigan, the in-game leader, has signaled that with the Deagle Kevlar purchase. And if Mousesports lose this, they basically lose the game. They'll have to take the save after this. That almost guarantees the 14 for G2.
Wow, Little makes socks now. Little branded socks.
Oh.
I'm gonna get some. They look fire, dude.
All right, well.
Anyway, sorry, still distracted. Let's see if this force buy works out, because it is going to be a whole lot of control. Good little bunny from Kenny as well as he accelerates into ramp, and well...
They should just go lower here.
Yeah, they've even found the opening. Rops was trying to challenge close quarters with a Deagle. It's 2 shots to the belly. And well, that's what Carrigan's managed to convert in the end. Oh, head of Frozen spotted. It doesn't seem like they're really slowing down.
Look at the pace on this.
Yeah, this is a very quick round. There's 1 minute 23 still on the clock, and the bomb's down.
Yeah, normally you see teams get down secret quick from yard. Well, they've just gone ramp straight towards lower, taken the fight to Mouse, and I think they've taken the game out of their hands. It will just be Chris J trying to hold on to this scout, but you can just see how fast and furious that was. It was 4 MAC-10s and the AK-47, and with that, they took all the liberties they wanted. This is 13 now. Mouse will have to take a save. They have no options. They can't buy. They don't have enough money to do so. They're going to get the 2,400 loss bonus. Chris J's going to get to hold on to that scout. Nobody will be able to chase him down. They're all too far away.
But, I mean, this was what I was framing to be a very quick end to Nuke. If G2 can maintain this pace through not only what will be the anti-eco, it will be the next buy. That would be the one to secure 14 and break the Mousesports spirits even further.
I think we'll just see it quick again.
Technology so advanced to the point now where you really can't even trust people's webcams.
Nah,
you know, I don't think, believe it or not, Chad, I don't think that was a real alien.
I do. I've got to go deep, play Harry Hugo and Trace into the alien stuff. I'm going to rewatch Bob Lazar tonight on Netflix. Don't you worry about that one.
Tic-tac, we all know it. Chris J advancing. He wants a fight here. He's going to get what he wanted. Hunter losing his head. Jax hunting. He's found Rops hiding. Master of ramp room this time, but Frozen trying to scavenge an AK-47, and that's actually been punished. Yeah, Carrigan, look at the timing on this one. He has a chance to really put the thumb screws onto Nex's lobby push, and just like that, he slipped away. Carrigan's got a sneaking suspicion, though. Oh, Lord, Kenny may not be anticipating this at all. Yeah, he'll get that frag, and even maybe onto Nexa. Carrigan is so switched on. He's got himself the bomb and a chance to win the round now exclusively off the back of these 2 frags.
I don't think it's enough.
You don't? Nico's coming in from main. Bemis would have to catch the timing. They're going back to address the top side take. Jax actually can pick up the bomb here and go lower with this.
There's so much time.
Oh, he's caught a timing on Nico as well. Carrigan with no armor. 1 bullet would do it, Jax. Truly, 1. Could finish the job. 45 seconds as the bomb is retrieved. Bemis has even grabbed himself an AK-47, trying to fake the steps. If he cuts noise, the chances are he isolates 2 1v1s, and he has. Bemis will have to descend to respect the potential for ramp. Carrigan hoping to push for info lobby. This is perfect. Jax is waiting for this exact push. But Carrigan, will he be checked? Jax, how smart are you?
He's outplaying himself here. He wasted all that time, and he's not even going back towards top.
I thought it was the top take. Yeah, cut noise, go top.
Carrigan's about to clear this. He has to go lower now.
Yeah, and Bemis is ready to receive him. Doors open. Doesn't get worse than that for Jax. He's got a MAC-10 versus an AK, and he's even pulled out the bomb. What? Getting away with that. A fake plant. Trying to catch the shots. 5 seconds. He doesn't even get the plant. Well, it's not a pretty end to the clutch, but it's a gorgeous start from Carrigan.
Yeah,
I have to give him credit for that.
I felt in the 2v2 there was so much time to work with there from G2 that they should have been able to pull that together, especially with Nico being alive. But Carrigan, he doesn't want to give this one up just yet. It was Chris J to kick it off with the save scout. It was Carrigan to finish it off with the CZ. And then it was Jax outplaying himself. It looked good. And then it quickly dissipated for poor Jackie Boy, as it will now be 13-5. Mousesports are going to buy. So are G2. AWP out for Kenny. The same for Chris J. We're into the full buys. Round number 19. Every round is on a knife's edge for Mousesports. They don't have the economy right now to go down, and they're punishing. Rops is in yard. He's out of position.
That's cocky, Jackson. He's going to be punished. Jax actually meets his demise. Kenny looking for the repeat onto Frozen. Nico will challenge as well, and the trades keep going. God, yard control is a battle of bloodshed. Nexus got himself out vents, and with the earlier frags, perhaps Bemis a little unprepared for the take of Nexa. He's walked up to the squeaky side. 2 from main. Carrigan's on low side. Roxy's... Oh, what is that? Oh, what a spray. Bemis takes 2 heads in a matter of seconds. And just like that, Nexus left in a dire strait. I thought we had a slow 3v3 established. Bemis doesn't even drop a bead of sweat. And that's the finish from Rops. Here we go. Mousesports starting to do some convincing. Recovering on AWP as well. Maybe there's more to be said.
Okay, well now G2. They're the ones who have to stomach an eco.
Dude, I was talking about the anti-eco, of course, won out by Carrigan, but now they've even managed to win this one. The Gunny.
This is a big gun round to win as well. That brawl towards yard could have slipped quickly out of their hands.
Now, Chad, obviously hindsight's 2020, and I'm not a gamer in any way, shape, or form compared to them, but was that bad spacing coming into main?
I didn't hate it because they were overlapping as they were trying to take territory. Didn't want to give away a pick towards heaven.
And Bemis being a baller.
Yeah, look, most players, they get one, and that's it. The space is taken. The fact he gets both, that's insane.
That's the dream. And yeah, it is actually pure eco aside from a $1,400 investment into 2 sidearms. Kenny fancies his chances. Deagle v AWP. We might get to see that battle if he keeps looking in towards Chris J's domain, but he won't be able to take that fight from the red container.
I'm kind of watching this round through my fingers here because it could be one of those G2 specials where the Deagles start to land. And thank God I can peel my fingers away now because Chris J's been able to deal with Kenny. That's 1 Deagle dropped. Still, Nico and Jax wielding those bad boys.
Nearly got to adjust in time. It's been a constant battle between Rops and Jax on ramp throughout both halves.
Yeah, and both players with a bit of an affinity there. Different styles of holding that key area of the map. Jax is almost a master of the off angles there. People will have seen these highlights with the auto shotgun time and time again.
Yeah, that second where you think, okay, not going to be there, and is an inch deeper on the all clear. Rops is doing something similar, actually. This is kind of a good example of what Jax is up to usually. Frozen has caught Hunter, so these blocks and Deagles will just find themselves the 1, maybe a second, as Chris J's AWP fires off a shot. Nico's been spotted. They're going to assume he's dropped, and well, he has. Re-peeks in, hoping Bemis gives him a little jiggle. I like it. It's not far off. Go on, Nico. Challenging out of the AWP, and Chris J collects his double. So, Mousesports. They win it cleanly. There's the 1 casualty in Rops. They'll be able to put a new weapon in his grasp, and we're ready to see what G2's AKs can do.
An early double AWP from Rops. That is very, very interesting. And some of the reasons that this may come back to bite Mousesports in the arse is if territory is taken quickly, and it was quite clear from G2 that those Antikas, they wanted to play fast, they might be able to play the gun rounds in similar fashion. I can see that there has already been a MAC-10 purchased in by that of G2, which is an indication of potentially a faster round. And if they take the space, if they go very, very quick back towards ramp, Rops could be in trouble. He's already dropped lower.
Yeah.
Oh, no, wait, it was Chris that went lower.
He's holding ramp, and he's actually got 2 finally taken down. Kenny will upgrade. Can he get away? Just, okay, interesting. Rops has justified the AWP, though, and Chris is about to find more with his, go on, close quarters as well. The barrel's so visible, and Chris pulls the trigger. Oh, nearly the flawless round, a hop and a shot. Jax to clutch, Frozen in the off angle. Good adjustment from Jax. Maybe he's got something to say about this. Smoke as well, likely decon. Now, bomb on his back. Previously overthought his situation in the 1v2. Let's see if he can kind of get a bit more clarity of mind on this one. No one has lower sight info. Bemis is in lobby. Carrigan is waiting on the doors. He doesn't have info on the walk down, so they will stay static. Wide open yard. Starting to piece together how he plans to finish this one off. Having the bomb is a fantastic power play. No longer can it be guarded by the CTs. He's actually opting for a full secret walk down, so that might surprise Carrigan. I don't know what angle he's opted for now, and well, he's never surprised his Carrigan. It couldn't really be better. If he goes decon with gaming, Bemis will rotate late. Jax.
I think he's going to walk straight into Carrigan here.
24 seconds. Carrigan's looked away, pivots decon, doesn't have a smoke. Carrigan's uncertain as to how this one ends. Jax, you could pivot up the vents if you fancy it. Bemis holding that though, 12 seconds. Jax is run down this clock.
Might think he's saving. It's so late.
Yeah, the door's open and Carrigan likely will be able to stop this plant. 3, 2, 1.
After time would be even better.
Oh, Jax.
Beamer's coming down the vent. Oh, Jax, mate.
He's down to 3150. They can't afford to drop him a rifle. Everyone has to fend for themselves. So Jax, just that decision to not go down, to try and survive, that instinct that's hammered into all of us. Fight or flight. He opted for flight and he's been punished. This was great from Chris. I wish this third hit just for the style points.
Yeah, it looked really cool. Quick little hop around there. I really am not liking seeing Jax in these clutches. So if it's him as the last alive in a couple more of these situations, it starts to get harder and harder for G2, and they will take a timeout just to discuss their options, because this is going to be 4 on the trot for Mousesports. They get 2 more. Well, they're back in the conversation for map number 3, and you can see how map 1 and 2 went. Mousesports picked Inferno, G2 stole that a 16-12, and the same thing happened on Dust 2. Mousesports, with a big performance from their in-game leader in Carrigan, are able to net the map pick of G2, and that's why we're here on Nuke. That's why we're seeing this one go all the way. And Frozen had a very, very rough first half. I think he was sitting at 0 and 10. He's only got 5 kills to the good right now. If he comes alive, if he can start giving out some impact for Mousesports and a few of those signature clutches, then they're truly back in this game. But it will just be the partial investment from G2, wanting to make sure they level out the money here. Everybody buying down to just around that 2K mark. Kenny keeping a little bit more for the AWP, but they can still be deadly on this. They've got enough utility for a top hit. Plenty of smokes, plenty of mollies. Flashes are good too. And one misstep from Mouse, that's all it's going to take.
Crucial. You need to convert this ideally cleanly. G2 are going to do everything within their power to make it as difficult as possible. Outside smoke's being lined up. Hunter for the close smoke. Jax for one of the 2 on red. Doing a different lineup. Frozen's in warehouse, so he has the main info. Kenny going to try and get on the roof with his util? The smoke's bloom. You'd think it would. Warehouse smoked off. Frozen reveals that he was hanging out there, and while smoked off, he's just looking to confirm any sort of damage he can.
Okay, well, that's the bomb towards Yard. So there's 2 options here. One, they can get across towards Secret, but not if they wait out these smokes. Second is they could try and pivot in through topside through main. I think going around towards ladder with 40 seconds left is probably not on the agenda, as a top fake is being set up. Lots of utility thrown in. They're going to cross dry towards Secret, I think.
Yeah, and it actually might be enough to deter Frozen's gaze. Yeah, no one was looking.
That one's lower.
Chris, oh, damn. Kenny's been spotted. That might be enough to foil the plans. Rops is sprinting to confirm that it is going to be lower. He can hear the steps, and he's in a prime position. Will he get checked? Jax. Oh, and Chris J. Rops has managed to find all the frags necessary. Kenny with 1. They need to find Chris, though. It's hard with the Tech 9. He's so low, and he's getting pushed even more so. Frozen's got util. Frozen's got everything he needs. We do see 9. Mousesports defending a Storm. It was only against the half buy. We will see another test and a bigger one from G2 now. Orb could be bought up by Kenny. He has the cash.
Yeah, they were given a lot of space towards Yard then. I wonder if Mouse will go for another passive setup. They like to play Chris in rotation with that AUG. Quite the good gun for defending the lower side if they do lose Secret control. But Frozen is still a pressure point. Only 6 kills now. Did find 1 in the previous. Orp is out. Nico back towards Yard. Nexa, where are you going, my friend? Over towards Squeaky. So maybe going for an early pick or just to listen in. Molly will dissuade him within the early stages. Look at Nico.
Yeah, we saw Lekro going for something similar on the lurk smoke. You get like a nice little one-way on some of those angles. Chris is going towards Secret, so there's a timer on this. Nico will get eventually found out. Unless he has a teammate, yeah, to hold it. He's actually going to be doing all the jobs himself. An elevated position on red, that could catch Chris off guard. I wonder if it will. Yikes. Oh. Gets tagged. 1 into the legs. A quick flick from Chris puts Nico on notice.
And this has stalled G2 out. You can see that they don't really have a huge amount of lobby presence right now. The majority of their task force out towards Yard, ready to set up the utility. Molotov towards Secret, that'll hold Chris back, but he can always re-peek late. And there's not too much follow-through behind this. He'll get all the information he desires. L-block smokes are up. 3 behind this. Bomb towards lobby.
It's like the reverse of what we just saw. Smokes and lobby and Yard presence, but the bomb elsewhere. It was the stark opposite before, and yeah, they are slipping 3 players down.
Chris still has a smoke. There's only 40 seconds left.
And why is the bomb crossing last? Jack's a bit sketchy, but gets across without being spotted. So the plan is not ruined just yet. Chris has got a perfect line. And Nico's just walked straight into it. So backing away, procedural AWPing here, and might have to back away even further. Yeah, he suspects with 25 seconds left, they will have pace to this. Next up, trying to find one.
Oh my God!
That is some ballsy stuff. It's actually fed them the frags. Now Rops, frozen yet to frag. It's only Rops now. So low, being pressured from everywhere. Where's the bomb? Jax needs to get it down. 10 seconds. They're scaring me. Get it down there. Hunter to hold it. Bomb going down with 1 second to spare. G2 made a bit of a meal of that. That could have gone awry if Rops had found something. Now I don't fancy his chances. He'd be dropping into Hunter. Go on. No scope. Oh, just a little wide. But that's G2 finding 14. Chad, you want to try and put your brain together after that one?
I'm almost pulling my hair out and I'm not even in the server. What the hell is going on?
Got lower. Why is the bomb squeak?
There's so much back and forth there. I think because Nexa just went into top and peeled the heads of Mousesports apart. They went, yeah, top's clear. Well, lower was clear too. Everywhere felt clear because once they were able to overwhelm Chris, who almost had some crazy collateral over towards Decon, they felt like there were so many players. It was like the whole G2 team in that bloody door.
Yeah.
He hits one shot there, could be a completely different round.
Yeah, just a crazy no-scope through the door. You get 2 names in the feed. Bob's your uncle. Chris has won them the round, but that does give G2 a little bit of confidence. They haven't seen a G2T round since the second of this half. So that's the 5-round slew of Mousesports stopped. Let's see if they can build upon it.
That was good impact from Nexa there. He's towards the bottom of the fragging chart for his team. So just walking into top, I believe it was, able to destroy the Mousesports defense. Probably scattering once Chris had called so many players lower. Next now up to 12 kills and impact kills. It's one way to put it as the buy is back out. This is basically last chance saloon here for Mouse. They lose this, they're operating with very little going into what may be the last round of play. Utility a little bit skimped.
Hang on, Chris is going for some yard aggression. He's actually tucked into secret instead. Does mean he has the info on the red walk up. Smoke deployed. Hunter throwing that out in partnership with the Lockers smoke. Flash for the first peek. Chris wants to call red clear, and he can. So those smokes don't hold the info they were supposed to, and wow, smoking off Hut, but he hits the wall bang? Can he just bang Carrigan on the top site? Oh dear, they can go lower. They're trying the vents. They're dropping down. There isn't a single CT down there. Naturally, you'd expect. Okay, Kenny. You've got a job now. It's a big
I'm
one.
still top.
Oh.
So they've dropped 2 players lower. They've just completely stalled out here. Nexa and Hunter are fortifying the lower site. Chris J's clearing yard. This is very confusing stuff. Jax could go through ramp towards the lower bomb site right now, as we can see. Bemis has a chance to catch them in transition, but he's too little too late. If he gets a move on, he's hearing these footsteps. He'll call this. Chris needs to dip back down towards the lower site. Going
ramp, and they're going deep.
Are they just going to save? Like, if the bomb goes down, it's a 5-on-3 lower retake.
Oh, Nico. A little late to react there.
Could have been looking at his radar.
Yeah, I think so, but he does put it back together in time to find the necessary headshots. So G2 are looking at match point.
Yikes.
Should the bomb explode. It's been a very kooky few rounds. Chad, the fact that you're grimacing and frowning as it unfolds, I'm sure the teams are doing the same.
They're just losing each other and not really having too much follow through, but G2 stalling out there. It has worked in their favor. There's always just a moment where it could go wrong, where they group up with 3 men, they walk into a CT, they get sprayed down. Because Rops was still alive, right?
That's kind of what we saw on Dust 2, right? The amount of times the bomb was lost due to something from Carrigan. You saw it even on his lobby push with the CZ75. It can really destabilize some of those G2 setups.
Mousesports have had to work really hard for their rounds, whereas G2 and something like this, it's not that they are gifted it, but they get the opening 2 kills, and it's basically 1 at that point, because Mousesports are stuck in the wrong positions.
Well, they're stuck in a hellscape at this point. I mean, I'm seeing 2.3 for Carrigan and 2.4 for Frozen. Chris can drop 1.
Yeah, I think Frozen will be the one who gets that.
Yeah. So this was Nexa and Nico finding a couple of frags. That's the attempt at a radar glimpse.
Really lucky to know we got away with that one there, Nico. But yeah, the shot through the hut onto Carrigan, we didn't catch it, but that's the opening kill and one that should probably never go down. That's just luck of the draw there. Kenny takes a shot, Carrigan strafes into it at the wrong time. And Mousesports haven't cracked the double digits, and it doesn't look likely here. Rops hasn't had one of his phenomenal showings, been kept honest, 16 kills, been kept honest throughout the series. Carrigan back onto that CZ75. Maybe he can make another miracle happen. There's been plenty of them so far. Crochet with the orb. This is the time where he steps up with some impact as well. Nico netting open the door. Indication of top play, but it's fast ramp.
Yes, and Rops has lost his jewel.
That's it.
Yeah, that's a fast pace to G2. They're looking fierce with intent towards the lower side. Bemis is going to give Deacon a good go. This is a perfect frag onto Nico. Finishes off the low HP. And actually, he's dropped a smoke that may destabilize the rest of this plant. They've actually dropped one similarly. The wallbang's not coming in. And Hunter, regardless of his presence, is still punching in the digit. Bemis can spray him. He hasn't gone for it. He is going to catch Jax with a nice little lineup and spray. So they have a numbers advantage for this retake. And this is a retake for survival. Throws in a perfect molly. If exposes himself to Kenny. Looks like G2 have done it.
Wait, there is a kit. Carrigan has one.
3 to retake. They have the time. They're coming in from Deacon. A bit of chaos in a smoke could be the end of it, especially if Hunter gets sprayed. Shots are missed. Bemis desperately trying to adjust his spray. Hunter needs one, and he's gone down. Oh, but they line up for Kenny. A quad kill. Collateral double. He can't believe it. G2 survive. They send Mousesports out of IEM Beijing, and they're locked in for the playoffs. The G2 Samurai will be represented in our top 8.